Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! It's the 6 o'clock and check-in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's the Cool Band Red Hot Nielsen Show. Let's go. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad lights. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin bites. Feliz Navidad lights. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Nielsen Show. Dustin and Lieutenant Eric back with you once again. Game day Oilers get the New York Islanders tonight, but I'm kind of burying the lead. 8:30 this morning.
He's dirty and vulgar and on the loose. Here's another clip from Filthy Bruce.
Oh, baby. Filthy Bruce rolling in at 8:30 this morning. This is pretty big for the show, is it not, considering our history with Filthy?
I had a really fun time at the other place, but we're making a beer. We got Bruce on. I mean, what's next?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
know.
it's just and a happy Tombstone Tuesday as well to you and
my
yours,
God. Yeah, Tombstone
Dusty and
Tuesday.
Trip. It's,
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
of course, yeah.
I'm your huckleberry.
No! No!
You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
My God, we got them all.
Emptied the whole
We
clip.
got them all. Trev, can you bump me up just a little bit? Just bump me up just a tad. You know what? It's funny with Tombstone Tuesday because Doc Holliday is the star of the show, you know, but I have to say Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp absolutely kills it,
It's
too.
strong.
I mean,
Great
half that
casting.
soundboard
Yeah.
is Wyatt Earp clips too, so that's good. So if you have any text that would fit into any of these,
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me. Oh, dude. I'm your huckleberry.
No! No!
You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
probably a bad comparison, but Chris Knobloch as the Oilers roll out on the road trip. You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
All right, so you can text us, Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. If you're doing a little Christmas shopping, Paris Jewelers is the place to do it. 22 stores across the country. Buy it now, pay for it later. Does it get any better than that? ParisJewelers.com is where you can kind of browse before you head on into shop.
PJs.
PJs will have you taken care of.
Tell them the EST sent you. Tell them Edmonton Sports Talk, more like Edmonton and Bruce Talk, as Oily Sink texts in. Paris Jewelers inbox.
I don't know if that's going to win
At
text of the
6:06,
day.
you know, he's that's the
Library Pat, Filthy Bruce on the show.
Oh, dude.
That one's that's good.
How prepared are you for him being a mega Tombstone fan? Like, just, you two going back on quotes. I know it's the Spengler Cup thing, and we're all, that relationship will blossom, but today you find out that he just loves Tombstone or something like that. I mean, this relationship, I could just see it continuously blooming and never stopping.
That would be, him being a fan of Tombstone would be quite the twist this morning. Like the twist that was not necessary, like we didn't know we needed.
No, but
we love it.
Elevated a little more.
Yeah, that's Bruce Boudreau to Dusty when Dusty asks if he wants to hang out at the Spengler Cup.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
See, and I disagree. I think it should be Bruce Boudreau to Dusty when Dusty asks if he wants to hang out at the Spengler Cup.
I'm your huckleberry.
I feel like that's probably where we need to go with that one. Us to Bruce Boudreau when he joins us today.
You're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. I love you, John. Oh, I love you, John.
This one's good. When the Paris Jewelers invoice rolls in a year from now.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Oh, that's a good one today. The Oilers hearing they have to play another Russian goalie today.
No.
The click of the gun always gets me.
Well done. Well done. A nice start to the day in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. One of you will end up winning text of the day today for A&W, where they have Mama Burgers on special right now in the month of December. 2 mamas for $9.99, which you can't go wrong with. That's an absolutely delicious deal. Nasty chat already rolling today. Nasty chatters, what's up? A conch for all of you joining us over on YouTube today. Of course, you can also listen at edmontonsportstalk.com or on the TuneIn app. You can download the free TuneIn app. Bumped into somebody at the mall yesterday and asked me how like our new thing's going.
Took their phone.
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So how do I listen again? I said, well, you just download TuneIn app. So he downloads it. It pops up. It's very sneaky at the beginning on TuneIn where it goes, the sign up now for a premium.
Yeah.
I said, no, there's a little X button hidden up in the corner here. You just hit the X button and then just search Edmonton Sports Talk and boom, Bob's your uncle. Welcome aboard. Or as I like to say, especially on Tuesdays, Craig Button's your uncle and you're on board. This is another new hat today.
Yeah.
That is a beauty find. A Baltimore Colts.
The Colts.
CFL hat.
May Stallions. Baltimore Colts.
My goodness. That's from your brother too?
Yeah.
Where'd he find that?
Some sort of third-hand, fourth-hand shop. Yeah. Is it still good condition? And the Colts. Hey, the Colts. I mean, nobody has Baltimore Colts merch, so
he didn't actually.
Pretty proud of this one.
Did he find that in town?
Yeah.
What?
I do believe.
I thought that was like a special order. Like Dusty to the hotel bar after Filthy Bruce says, let's meet up for a couple of drinks.
How lewd.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
You don't have a lot of time there. You have to call games.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
it's
got
not
a
going to be a lot of
coach.
time. And well, I mean, he only has to coach the Canadian games. I have to call every single
He
game.
only has to coach the kids.
Yeah, well, but like that's the
I know,
thing.
you
like,
just stand there
He
and-
gets to have like a couple days off and stuff where I could probably go up to the chalet with him, but I have to call every single game. So
I just when are the times going to intersect with the 2V? I say you spend the whole time this morning creating some sort of an itinerary.
I should, yeah. So Bruce,
Well, just so we're
Christmas Day.
Yeah,
Like
let's get this all sorted out here. Just so we know we can play along at home, right?
That'd be a lot of fun.
Not tracking your jets, but tracking your
You
footprints around
should
Davos.
track my plane on the way for the Bruce meeting. You know, like that.
Yeah.
Spengler Cup's one thing, but like the Bruce meeting is something else. Morning, boys. Dwayne from Tway here. As this Bruce relationship blossoms, Glenn Suter's planned attack to win Dusty back.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Boarding a flight.
My in-laws, when they hear I'm coming back over on Boxing Day for leftovers.
No. No!
I'll tell you this. This is the earliest and heaviest pounding of the box for a Tombstone Tuesday that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Momentum is really picking up.
Buying in. Tombstone is a
excellent.
Christmas movie. Do you think any of the characters go in tomorrow's draft?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. The draft order is set.
Yes.
I wonder if they're... No. It
No.
does snow.
No.
No. It does snow a little bit at the very end of Tombstone, I think.
I'm just saying. Like, there's no rules.
No.
And if you take a character such as that on the heels of Tombstone Tuesday...
Doc Holliday, Tombstone. People are going to be like, why the hell is he here?
But I like it,
How
you know?
rude.
I'm
How
giving a vote.
to make this selection. The draft order is set for tomorrow's draft of Christmas and TV movie characters. Like, I'm trying to think, like, Christmas episodes of Family Matters, Christmas episodes of Fresh Prince. Like, do these Christmas episodes of The Simpsons, like, do these things factor into the draft? It would take a lot of research, but that little bit of extra effort, man, may actually end up paying off.
Santa, elf, kid, hero, villain, open categories. Is that how it's going to be shown on the
That's how
marquee?
it'll be
Okay,
shown.
perfect.
So Santa, no, there's a few of them. Santa, elf, kid, hero, villain.
Yep, and then open
Animated-
categories.
animated.
Oh, animated, Kate, yeah.
Open categories.
Animated open category. And the chair selection?
That will be
That'll
conducted,
be-
I guess, as we walk in. And you will have first selection of chair. I will have second selection of chair. Tommy Gazzolo will have third selection. And Jay Milne. I'll tell you right now.
Man.
I know I don't. You might take the same spot you usually take. I'm
thinking about it.
I'm taking Milne's spot.
You're gonna really roast him.
I'm throwing the wrench in.
He likes that full
Exactly.
profile.
Not happening.
Major
I'm going to take
control.
that spot. Tommy will end up taking Tommy's regular spot.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. I can sit right next to Tommy.
Right by the
See
door.
the horrible list that he's drafting off of. And then I guess Milne will probably settle in beside you.
You next to Tommy's going to be something. That'll be actually really good. You can keep needling him throughout the whole thing. He's not going to be able to last a couple rounds. This is
So,
man, this is setting up good.
And I know Matthew Owanek has been on the hunt for a desk. He's trying to find a little desk for the commish.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, this is Matty just still contributing. You
We're
know?
just getting in there. He's got to get in there.
He's
Yeah,
weaseling
can't
in.
leave out. Yeah.
He's weaseling in. We knew it. A little sly dog. Eh? All right. So the first overall pick will be Jay Milne. I contemplated this all afternoon because Tommy took the 3-4 or the 4-5 swing, and I contemplated all afternoon. Do I want to go 2 or do I want to go 3?
And both options.
Well,
Pros and cons for both.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
could kinda
Pros or cons. I
argue on
don't
each.
want to dive too much into it from a strategy perspective. But I did take 2 with the thought process of Tommy blowing at least one of his 2 picks. I'm not even trying to do this like to rub it in on Tommy and his poor drafting so far.
Well, you're playing off what you've seen. You can only go off what we've seen, and
Well,
what we've seen so
yeah.
far is
I mean, history tells us
Yeah.
Tommy's going to absolutely poop the bed in the 4-5 swing. Okay, so I'm looking at it, and personally, I feel like this draft is 6 deep off the top. So
Go on.
that would get us back around to you in the second pick of the second round. But I was thinking I'd go 3, 6, and make sure I get 2 of my top 6. But after much contemplation, I do feel like Tommy goes wild card in one of the 4-5 swing spots, which then in turn would push one of my guys back down to me, and I should get who I wanted at 3 and 6 at 2 and 7.
yeah. Tom's a good buffer
Yeah.
in that 2-pick thing. Like, he's not going to be taking everything that you want. You can guarantee that.
Dusty sounding a little raspy. Rest those pipes for Filthy Bruce. Maybe a little
You leave
raspy,
that to the
maybe a little
captain and me.
raspy. Yeah, maybe I do need
I think
some
you know,
spice rum or
Look,
something.
it's the day before the EST unofficial Christmas bash.
You know, I got about 6 hours of sleep last night, which is actually
Look at you.
I know, it's pretty good for me, man.
You've grown an inch.
I went to bed. I was asleep by like 10:30 last night.
Hey.
Which, like for a morning person, isn't like cool. But for me, I was just like, oh, I'm going to bed early tonight.
It's really good.
Very nice. I was planning on going to bed at 8:30.
But you had to stay up and watch the Drew Lock
No
masterpiece. Is
No,
that
no.
what-
I mean, I had some. Well, we're recording like a special Christmas show after all the shows today. So I was prepping for that a little bit, and then before I know it, it was 10:30. I was like, damn it, I was supposed to go to bed 2 hours ago. But yeah, I think if there is a little bit of raspiness in my voice, I think it's just because of lack of sleep lately.
Lakers this season 7-0 in in-season tournament games, 9-12 in non-in-season tournament games. That stat rips in from Rip City Step this morning. 7-0, 2-8, 99-99.
Do you get to so 7-0 when it matters? Do you get to hang a banner for going 9-12 in the regular season?
I like how you'll be hanging this. Should we get you a replica banner? I think a replica in-season tournament banner for Christmas.
I want one.
Of course.
I know the Lakers had like zero interest in this thing going up last night, but I would like the replica banner.
It's in terms of banner game, I mean, it was a pretty decent banner. You got to be happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Like, you're not trying to take the shine off an NBA title.
Got the one little spot in there.
Yeah, it's being what it is, and
nothing was too crazy.
No.
When my wife tells me she might be pregnant with our 4th kid. No.
Again, the gun really adds to the whole clip.
He didn't include which clip he wanted with it, but I'm assuming.
Well,
I'm assuming it was probably that one.
It's a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
I know. Oilers fans describing what they would do for a true number 1 goalie.
How lewd.
How lewd can you get in a deal for the number 1 goalie? All right, so it'll be Glue Guy, me, LTE, Tommy Gazzola. Commissioner Quinn Phillips in the house tomorrow. In the house today, lead singer Whale and the Wolf, bass player Whale and the Wolf, Raimai, Lucas Holt.
Get ready in there, you guys.
Hey, yeah.
Give him a whap.
Let me just check to see. Let me just check to see if the Whale and the Wolf boys are warming up for us today. Hey, here we go. Let's see. Hey, you guys in there? In there? They're getting ready.
Something under my
Not until hang up. Not until hang up. 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
There we go. They'll be back today. They're in there getting ready to go. Throw the boys a couple of waters. Hey, we'll get them ready. Get them ready for the big day. They're gonna be in. It's gonna be a lot of fun actually. Dusty, when Bruce mentions that he is great friends with Glenn Suter, and Glenn had never mentioned it to Dusty. No.
Do you know Glenn? Bruce?
That's a good one. I like that one. How was the casino last night, buddy?
Fantastic. And I just want to take this time and opportunity to thank everybody that's joined me throughout the NFL season at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino Fort Road. It's been a hell of a season, Monday, Thursday, or the Sunday evenings, and we did have a good band of people out there. I just want to get it right again. Jan, that's Box Pounder's wife, Jan, and of course Box Pounder, who did win the square-board last night.
What?
A Cam Newton Patriots jersey.
What?
Wheels, Atif, doing his Dill Pickle podcast there with Francis Lajeunesse. The one Matthew Iwanek, Andrea Arsenault, Dustin with a Y, Andrea's husband, the husband's brother, Lucas, and that's Sheldon Arsenault, the brother, Lucas, my brother, and Renee, Trevor Savage, VR Montenegro showed up, Fergie's prostate.
Come on.
It was
crew.
a fun time last night, and I won $50 at the machines.
What? You hit the machines last night?
Yeah, just because. What was the final? So I was like, well, I had a crisp 50, like, let's make this puppy grow.
Yeah.
So put her in there, and I hit the, it was the 20 free games, eh?
What?
So that you get the bonus. And
then you hit the bonus.
And then you just sit back.
Going. Yeah.
And you look around. And,
Damn.
Yeah, it was good.
Because you don't even have to do anything at that point, right? It just
No,
automatically plays you.
No. I hit spin maybe 3 times, and away you go. So it was a good night. I was up. I think Box Punter and Jan were up as well. Don't mean to tell tales, but yeah, everybody had a good day. And Carson as well. You can see Carson here with his
your hand holder?
with his James Patterson novel next to Renee. Hey, yeah. He's a good
crew.
guy. Yeah, he's a good.
Look at this crew.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
A real fun time and a pretty good game, all things said and done.
I think
came down to the wire. It was Eagles, of course, and 2 picks from Hurts and the flu game, as we're all calling it. But good for Drew Lock. He was very emotional post.
He was a sad boy.
Sad boy. Happy but sad.
Man, that's a real nice turnout last night.
It was great. And the fever pitch already for Super Bowl is starting to simmer. And that's what we were saying. Super Bowl, make plans. Super Bowl, Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, whole EST crew there. Renee's got all these ideas and games and prizes. So it should be a very fun day. Super Bowl. Don't waste your time anywhere else. Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Centric Casino, Fort Road.
It's going to be the best Super Bowl party in the city.
It's like Vegas.
Our crew is going to be there.
Yeah.
It should be a lot of fun. We might even have to take a special EST stat.
Yes.
The Monday after Super Bowl, in which we just don't come into work that day.
Super Bowl.
Wouldn't that be something? It's
Super-
a Super Bowl.
it's a Super
What are we
Bowl.
going to do? Come in and break it down? Yeah, who cares?
Come on.
Hey, come on.
This is AFC NFC Championship weekend, eh? But that's a tradition for you this year that you will be. Or are you still going out AFC NFC Championship Sunday as well?
Well, I mean, it depends. Maybe I'll go down, watch the games with my buddies in Lethbridge. Maybe. I mean, we'll
back
see
for the Super Bowl.
We'll see how it plays out.
I'm not
Back,
drinking
back
again
to
until Super Bowl.
Is that your thing?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think
I just
so.
wanted to. I just want the Super
holiday
Bowl to be
season.
like the biggest Super Bowl ever in the history of Super Bowls.
Well, we better get a good game, a good matchup. I think we will. There's so many garbage teams.
The Habs will rise
there's
to
a
the
bunch
top.
of teams that are going to make the playoffs that have no sniff again to the Super Bowl. So it should be big boys versus big boys in the end, I would think. I don't have a lot of time for.
Like, there's not even a Cinderella story that you're. Yeah, I mean,
No, I mean,
give me a
look
break.
at the wild card teams. I mean, the only one right now. I don't even think the Bills.
Look at
are
last
in it
night,
as of
Seattle
right now,
7-7 now.
Yeah.
I mean, all look, good luck and
Go look.
give them hell, but
This comes down to probably 7 or 8 NFL teams just not having good starting quarterbacks. Then you mix in about 10 teams not having their starting quarterback.
Yep.
And about 2/3 of quarterbacks in the National Football League right now just aren't good, which has led to some kind of, in a weird way, interesting games because both teams are starting these not garbage quarterbacks, but quarterbacks that, I mean, some of these guys playing right now weren't even in the league.
no
prior to
NFL
injury.
pedigree. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens on that front. This text is in from Jason the pharmacist. Me, when I heard that the Patriots claimed Nathan Rourke.
No.
How about that?
Well, how about that?
Nathan Rourke.
How about that?
Better chance to play in New England than ever behind Trevor Lawrence when Lawrence is healthy.
I just now it's Belichick and the exiting. Like, does he take him to LA? Is this no?
I don't think they. I don't. Now he does have to stay on the active roster for the rest of the season because when you claim a guy, you can't just like put him on your practice roster. So I don't know. Like New England hasn't had a sniff at the quarterback position. If any team was actually in a spot to give a quarterback that they just claimed off waivers a shot, it might be the New England Patriots.
Yeah, and I think we all know how Rourke's, how he plays his game and how that matched up with kind of how Jacksonville handles their offense as well. But, I mean, you knew Trevor Lawrence sitting there, and, I mean, no offense to CJ Beathard, but, this certainly gives him a little, I don't know, Patriots offense, now the Patriots fans text in, would Rourke be does that piece fit? Obviously, they claimed him for a reason. But anything to see him, I don't care where he goes, I don't care what colors he's wearing, just to see a little more of him would be nice. Regardless of the team, regardless of the division. But it is nice to get him out of the shadow of one Trevor Lawrence. Would you not say? Nothing's going to happen there.
No, he's as long as Trevor Lawrence is
Lawrence
healthy,
will get
Nathan
healthy,
Rourke
yeah.
will never play.
Yeah.
Right now in New England, they don't even care about Mac Jones. Bailey Zappi's not a guy that you're going to look at and go, wow, you could never give Rourke a try because you're so infatuated with Zapp.
Well, and Rourke, I look at a guy like Zappi and say, that could be me. Why not?
Pat Maroon's bib says, great for Rourke. There may not be a better spot for him right now. A
Love it.
conch
Love it.
for the young Canadian. NHL action last night. Did not go good on the NHL front for the Lock Shop yesterday, but we did end up with a Lock Shop miracle to cash another NFL partner parlay. We've been hammering out these NFL parlays this year. It's insane. JSN on that touchdown catch at the end of the game actually covered our parlay for us, which was, as the boys in the Lock Shop chat said, a Lock Shop miracle.
Well, and
a Lock Shop Christmas miracle.
He thanked Ohio State for putting him in that position. So you can thank Ohio State this morning.
Well, then we would also, from the Lock Shop, on behalf of us and Cool Bet and Hustler, we would also like to thank Ohio State for getting that done last night. In the NHL, Florida down in Calgary loses to the Flames. Of course, I'll have everybody pissed off, right?
Yep.
Because the others lost to them, but the Flames beat them. The Dallas
Kachuk now
Stars.
winless, I do believe.
Yeah, it is. I
against his
looked at
former
it
club.
yesterday. Calgary's actually won like 8 of 9 versus Florida. Dallas got by the Kraken 4-3 in overtime. The Penguins 4-3 in regulation. The Ducks 4-3 road win in regulation. And their red-hot Winnipeg Jets, bit of a stumble as they lose at home 3-2 to the Montreal Canadiens, or some people call them the Les Habitants. And that's what ended up happening yesterday. What do you guys like? Do you guys never heard anybody refer to them as Les Habitants?
Never, no.
Really? Yeah, I speak.
Is that French?
sometimes.
Yeah. French Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for those of you. It would be Les Habitants, but you say it like French, Les Habitants.
Yes, it means the village.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I took French in grade 8, 9, and 10. No big deal.
I did not.
You didn't take any French?
None whatsoever. I had the option. I said, what's French for no?
No. Yeah.
I said, no,
Yeah.
mon ami.
Mon ami, is that French?
I don't know. Rourke meeting Belichick for the first time. I'm your Huckleberry.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Where is it here?
I'm your huckleberry.
Well done. Yeah, that's good. I like that. So did you take German?
No, I didn't take. I took my.
We had to do a second language.
No, we didn't have to do a second language. It was. I went to a Catholic high school, which you had to take a Christian ethics program. In which the teacher thought my name was Josh for 3/4 of the semester, which was highly entertaining. I never corrected her, and then, but no, there was a French school where we grew up, and I had some French friends that went there, and they took French when they got there. It was basically just for them. It was like one elementary school would go to high school, and they had a French class for them.
They would have called it an école.
École, that's the one. École, I always called it école.
Like I said, boys, big time French guy here.
Yeah, no, it's no, but I never dipped my toe in.
I
would like to though. If I could do it all over again, I would.
The main reason I took French was because in the French classroom, they had Montreal Canadiens French magazines, and I would just go in there and I would, I guess I can say it now, statute or whatever it is, I would steal them. Yeah, because of the pictures and stuff. It was awesome.
I thought you were reading the articles, like just pretending, looking at it, not knowing what it means, but being, oh yes, I agree.
No, I was just looking at pictures, and then I take them, and nobody else would care. So I don't think I have to worry about that too much. Did Lieutenant Eric just ask how you say no in French? Yeah, he did. Well, it's not
rewind
no.
the tape.
It's not no. It's no. No. Right?
I never knew.
We no.
We no.
We no.
Wasn't ye no.
All right. We do have Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas coming up.
Yes.
You can pound the box at 780-218-9999. You can hit us up in the nasty chat as well. And for Mr. B teaching ODE, man, what a YouTube handle that is. You did not miss the 12 Days of Christmas. They are coming up.
Mr. B teaching.
Lieutenant Eric's going to have that. We got to plan ourselves a little 6 o'clock or Christmas party tomorrow morning, too. This is always our favorite 6 o'clock hour.
How many packs of smoked oysters can I put you down for? 2, 3?
Zero.
You tried one last season.
No.
Shrimp ring? You'll have a shrimp ring, Trev, eh?
Yes, I will.
Oysters? Smoked oysters?
You bring in
Never had an
ring?
oyster. They've always.
We'll give you a shot.
Yeah, they've always just creeped me out.
What do you
looking
know?
at it. I
You
love
don't even
seafood,
mind it.
though.
It's like wet chicken.
Oh, you love seafood?
Yes,
It's not like
brilliant.
red chicken. It was nothing like
same
red
thing.
they
chicken.
just scare me.
Anyway, we've already got some packages that have been dropped off and stuff. It'll be real nice.
Yeah, maybe we'll get to sit on somebody's knee, eh?
Oh, with the big fella being, hey. I can't wait. That's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, let's get to wait.
Well, it's just he kind of dips into the Aussie the accent.
My Santa is not
top of the morning to ye.
Hello, little
Irish,
children.
Australian. He's
Hello.
gonna wee. That's good.
Dusty, you steal the magazines for the pictures, but the pictures were in French too. Pictures are pictures, man. All right, let's get to a sports update for Green Plan with Lieutenant Eric. Here we go.
Drew Lock passed for just over 200 yards and a touchdown, while Jalen Hurts tossed a couple of picks. Seahawks holding on to defeat the Eagles 20-17 on your Monday Nighter. Seattle improving to 7-7. The loss drops Philly to 10-4. Over to the NHL, where the Ducks defeated the Wings 4-3. Penguins topping the Wild also 4-3. Habs over the Jets 3-2 in overtime. Flames roasting the Panthers 3-1. And the Stars defeating the Kraken in overtime 4-3. Your final. Oilers, they will play 3 on the road prior to Christmas, starting tonight against the Islanders as Edmonton look to snap a 2-game slide. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 4 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Oilers Isles, one of 11 games around the NHL tonight. Raptors 114-99 winners over the Hornets. Raptors host the defending champion Nuggets tomorrow, while the Knicks would upend the Lakers 114-109 down in LA. The 8-4 University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners take on the 6-6 Marshall Thundering Herd tonight in the Miami Beach Bowl. Kickoff 7 o'clock. Sports update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting services. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Tuesday morning with the Nielsen Show. Thank you very much for being here, Dusty. Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev with you this morning. Hangout coming up, Lock Shop at 11, and Two Guys and a Goalie at noon. Today we've got Craig Button just after 7 o'clock. Joaquin Gage is going to join us around 7:30 this morning, and we will have Bruce Boudreau on the show at 8:30 this morning. Very much looking forward to that. He has been a show legend for a long time. In fact, I was diving in to some old Filthy Bruce stuff from yesterday. Let's take a listen to this one here. This is a Game 7 versus Chicago, like in 2016 or 2017.
He's dirty and vulgar and on the loose. Here's another clip from Filthy Bruce.
But I do believe that the Blackhawks got better. And, they came out and got 2 goals in the first how many minutes, and they're a tough team to catch up from.
Bruce, how do you recover from this? How does
Spec
this team
alert.
move on?
Well, you got 4 months. I'm sure they'll move on. It's not. I'm not lying. It's going to hurt for a while. We truly believe that we were a different team and that we had a really good chance of winning 5 more games, and didn't get done. And it's we'll have to live with that for the summer. But the same reason that these guys are great guys that came to play each and every night will be the same reason that they bounce back.
That one was littered with F-bombs.
Very filthy.
Yeah, he was obviously very angry.
But he's grown up. He's aged, right?
Yeah. Bruce is closing in on 70.
He's
man.
matured.
This is a great opportunity for him to. He has never coached Canada before. Now I was looking it up. He was supposed to be part of the coaching staff in 2021, but then he got hired by the Canucks. And actually, the guy he replaced with the Canucks came and was the head coach of Team Canada, the Spengler Cup.
Wins the Spengler with Canada, flies back home here with you, and then reboots Coach's Corner 2.0. Like, wouldn't that? A guy like Bruce Boudreau, okay? And we joke around, yeah, he's filthy, blah, blah, blah. But having him on Saturday evenings to kind of walk you through whatever, you're doing, or the hockey world, or else, he would be a guy, hey? At this time, at this state, I don't know whether he would want that. Some fantasy world for me, but give me Bruce on an old Coach's Corner. And who hosts?
Oh my God.
Could you imagine?
That would be amazing.
Break out the powder blues.
Well, why don't we just start it as a show here? You know, Coach's Corner with Filthy Bruce.
Coach's Corner, and you spell the corner with a K to avoid any copyright.
You could easily do that one. You know, that's a really good. Like for a long time, everybody's always been like, "How would you ever replace Don Cherry?" And that's why nobody has, right? It'd be an impossible segment to kind of follow up. However, doing it in like a jolly way with Bruce Boudreau would be appointment tuning. Because I believe that.
The teams he's coached, and obviously, I mean, if you're a fan of but whatever, I mean that's come and gone. But you mentioned it here, like never coaching can. I just think when he gets these opportunities, show me one person in this nation who Bruce doesn't deserve. Like everybody loves him, lovable guy.
He's an American Hockey
He
League Hall of
brings people together. Like there's just this sense of I don't know. He's and Cherry brought the sandpaper. I mean, that was a different time in the world, but Bruce, you know, as you mentioned, he's just a jolly, fun-loving guy. But he can be a little, you know, as we say, filthy or whatever.
He can be a little fired up at times,
which is great too. But I don't know.
Man, that would have been
love to see him in that role.
That's a really good idea. You should be a producer for a National Hockey Network. I wonder if they must.
We're getting the band.
They must have had this conversation at some point. I would think
he has to be on a list, right? A very short list.
I would think. Oilers get the Islanders tonight. We will have your orange and blue breakfast a little bit later on today from Mobile One and Blue Water Lubricants. That'll be after we chat with Filthy Bruce. We might end up going a little long today. The Whale and the Wolf boys are going to have to wait into the closet a little bit longer than expected. Red says, Coach's Corner, he's got too filthy mouth for that, no? But that would be the thing. Well, it's 2023, right?
But he actually
some of the swearing is
like,
accepted nowadays.
That's the smoke screen we've created. Like he's not actually like he can get fired up, but he's not a lewd individual. Wouldn't say.
Who hosts? It's obvious. One, Dustin Bartholomew Nielsen.
Yeah, I pointed at him, but if you were listening without the video, I guess you didn't see that. But that's what I was insinuating there.
Also, excellent Tommy Gazzola drop on the Bartholomew. I don't know why he always.
He gets on something, he doesn't let go.
I know. It's just like, Eric Bartholomew Holt.
I said the text number 9999 one day, and he can't get over it. Like he's it's amazing that I read the four numbers separately instead of 99. It throws him.
780-218-9999.
He can't recover.
218 Bartholomew 9999.
Yeah, Coach's effing corner. That sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah, see,
there you
that's
Coach's
now you know what you're getting.
Effing corner. That'd be amazing, actually. I like that a lot. Great idea. Keep those rolling in. At 780-218-9999. Crack Pack Christmas coming up. We'll continue with our advent calendars from Wayne Sports Cards here. We have our first ever 6 o'clock Christmas party tomorrow in the new digs. Right, we had many 6 o'clock Christmas parties before. If you have any ideas for what we should do, we got a present sitting over here from JBB and the Bing Bing Boys.
Yeah,
that they said do not open. I also think they did. They wrapped the lid separately than the rest of the box, so just be able to open the lid as opposed to having to tear open the very high end wrap job.
I wonder if that has something to do with the gift inside. Maybe that's just the attention that they gave. I
don't know.
Or
look at the size of the bow on that thing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. You know what that screams at me? We're no longer under the corporate...
Yeah.
We had 6 o'clock Christmas parties at the old place, and they were very fun. But again, there was rules, right? We can...
No rules anymore. We can pretty much do whatever we want. We might have to put in a call to the fine folks over at Seductions and get a couple of hockey specials
for the 6 o'clock. For the boys, hey? Prior to 7 o'clock, hey?
Not us, just Trev in the corner over there.
And we watch. You can use the room if you like.
Oh, that'd be pretty good, actually. Anyway, if you have any suggestions on what we should do for the 6 o'clock Christmas party tomorrow, we'll obviously be drinking. We'll be taking part in, obviously some treats.
Yeah, laughing, eating, drinking,
opening some gifts. We can read through all of our Christmas cards that have been dropped off and stuff. There's lots of things that we can get to for sure.
Feats of strength.
The show doesn't end until YouTube Trev pins me on this desk.
Yes.
That should be good too. Hey, who knows? Maybe tomorrow in the 6 o'clock hour, celebrating an Oilers victory. What do we think? They get the Islanders tonight.
Yeah. Lane Lambert's high-flying Islanders.
Islanders have worked their way back. I think a poor start for the Islanders. Have worked their way back into the conversation. The Edmonton Oilers are going to slide into this game, at least according to what we saw yesterday, breaking up the McDavid, Nuge, Hyman line. Nuge was skating with Draisaitl and Foegele. So the Oilers, in an attempt to get Draisaitl going, have put him with Nuge and Foegele. Moved Connor Brown down with Ryan McLeod on what should be a very impactful line. And then Evander Kane up with McDavid and Hyman.
Maybe it's just 1-2-4. You don't even, or the fourth becomes the third. And then you just forget about the third line entirely.
The fourth is the third.
The fourth is
Is
the
that what
third.
you're saying?
That's what he says.
You two, Trev, what do you think of them breaking up that McDavid, Nuge, Hyman line when it's been straight fire?
Yeah, it's obviously not ideal. It sucks, but they need scoring. They need two lines. Why do they separate Connor and Leon when they're together? And it's because they want to get scoring through all four lines. So I get it. Obviously, in a perfect world, it would be nice to have Leon have another line mate, but it sucks. Nuge has been that guy for Leon, and like Rashog said yesterday, like Leon can hold a line. He can. We've seen spurts of it. He's that good of a player, but right now it's just not clicking for him. So he needs some help. And Nugent Hopkins, he could be that guy. It's worked in the past. They've had chemistry before. Will it start tonight? I don't know. But yeah, I like the idea. It sucks, right? Like that line is clicking, but. And that being said, you put Kane up on the first line, it's still going to be a really, really good first
line should be good. I don't know if it'll be as good as it has. Well, it'd be tough to be as good as it has been.
Yeah.
The line's been absolutely light. So I just feel like Draisaitl and Kane should be able to carry an offensive line. Right? It's not just Draisaitl.
Yeah.
He has Evander Kane with him, right?
And it's that third player. Because last year, finishing the season off, it was Leon Draisaitl and then Evander Kane. They were just crushing it near the end of the season. So it's but it was Yamo that was on that line, and Connor Brown isn't really Yamamoto. He's not really anything right now. So it is interesting, but it sucks. It sucks. It would be nice to have that third guy on that line, but they should be good. They should. That's more than enough talent to hold their own in the NHL. It's just not working. And, who knows? There could be a time where those two could start clicking, but it's just not right now.
Well, the good thing that they got going for him, LT, is that Connor McDavid, no matter who he's with, that line should be straight fire.
Well, as Trev said. I mean, that's you should be able to. And you know what you have if you want to go back to that. But it is just a shame that you need to, air quotes, get a guy going like this. And again, as we say, robbing
Leon
from something
Draisaitl.
Yeah, we shouldn't be saying this, but here we are. But with him and Kane, I mean, that's, as Trev pointed out as well, I mean, it should be enough. I don't bet this Islanders team as well. I think a bit of a different one than we saw visiting here a few weeks back on Knobloch's debut. Fair enough, as you say. They've been turning it on, but a different team at home. That'll be interesting. This 3-gamer before Christmas. I know Kane likes to go out and it's New York and it'll be a fun time and it's but. This is a bit of a buzzsaw that they're heading into.
The Islanders are 8-3-6 at home, so they have points in all but 3 of their games at home. The Islanders, in their last 10, they have dropped 2 in a row after going on a stretch where they won 6 of 7. They were in Montreal, lost 5-3, lost 5-4 in a shootout to the Bruins. Prior to that, 4 straight wins over Anaheim, Toronto, LA, Columbus, a loss to San Jose, but prior to that, wins over Florida and Carolina. So the Islanders have beaten some pretty good teams over the last couple of weeks. So it should be a pretty stiff test. This isn't one of those games where, and you guys can, if you want to disagree or argue with me or whatever, feel free, 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat as well. But this isn't one where I think, the Oilers 100% should win this hockey. This is going to be a really good game, and we'll have to see how it plays out in the end. But this isn't one that I necessarily will be if they lose, I'll be well, damn it, they sure blew that one. The Islanders have been respectable enough as of late that that's going to be a tough challenge.
Yeah, and all 3 of those New York-based teams, right? Devils, Rangers. I mean, Devils sliding a bit right now, but and that's why that Florida game, right? And I think Rashad was saying yesterday, you win it. Now it's 2 in a row, and as you said, it's not the end of the world. But then it's 3, and then you're heading into this thing again. So, and with 2 more stiff competitions prior to Christmas, this is going to be tough. You need to beat these teams. I mean, I don't know if the Islanders you would score them talent-wise, maybe top heaviness ahead of the Oilers, but right now they are in the standings, and that's what matters is the points. So it'll be interesting. This is an interesting 3 post and then 3 on the road, or 3 prior to Christmas and then 3 on the road post Christmas, and I think those are more Western opponents. But this is Islanders, man. That's sneaky good. Like I know they're ahead of the Devils, but even just how they shut teams down and play collectively. More worrying test to me than Devils. Rangers, Islanders, Devils. That's my ranking.
In that order.
In terms of toughness.
No, I think most people probably agree with you on that one. Your thoughts on this road trip? 780-218-9999 or in the Nasty Chat as well. We will set it up with Craig Button. He's going to be by here in about 12 minutes. Gager's going to join us at 7:30 today. Confessions around 7:45. Coolbet Hotline at 7:20. Obviously, I'll build a little EST parlay for you today. It's an early one, which is nice for us. Early game tonight, 5:30 puck drop, which means pregame show will get rolling around 4 o'clock this afternoon with Tommy and YouTube Trev. And I think Cass, do we know for sure if it's Cass? I'm probably Cass tonight. So yeah, that should end up being a pretty good one. 12 days of Christmas. We've been talking about this.
Day 10.
Are you doing 10 today?
Yeah, and then we'll do the 11-12 stack for tomorrow. Just kind of send you off.
You know, with my voice being a little raspy today, I'm worried about my 4AW.
That's all right. You can sit on the sidelines if that's fine.
Have to take this one.
You can carry
I
it.
have to take this
Oh
one.
gosh. Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Once again, it'll be this. All right.
Okay.
Are we ready to go, you guys? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, day number 10. I'm going to be
How dude.
ready to go on this. Focused on this time. Here we go. Day 10 of Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas.
On the first day of Christmas, EST gave to me a black sedan guy being creepy. On the second day of Christmas, EST gave to me 2 Tombstone Tuesdays and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the third day of Christmas, EST gave to me 3 spa dates, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the fourth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 4 tomato aspics, 3 spa dates, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the fifth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 5 cafe lattes, 4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the sixth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes,
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the seventh day of Christmas, EST gave to me 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes,
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the 8th day of Christmas, EST gave to me 8 hockey specials, 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes,
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the 9th day of Christmas, EST gave to me $9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks, 8 hockey specials, 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes.
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the 10th day of Christmas, EST gave to me 10 filthy Bruceys, 9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks, 8 hockey specials, 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes.
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy.
Well done. Well done. Lieutenant Eric.
10.
I knew it.
Couldn't let it go.
I knew you were going.
Couldn't let it go.
Bruce.
What a Christmas miracle. On
I
the
know.
10th day, Bruce Boudreau appears. Hey?
Last night, I'm sitting there thinking about it right after I got it. I said, man, I wonder if Lieutenant Eric will go 10 filthy Bruces.
Have to. I mean, imagine punching your advent calendar this morning. It's a little chocolate Bruce, eh? Day 19. Boopy.
Oh, that's too good.
Yeah, dude. It's a Christmas miracle. And Bruce Boudreau could have joined you any day of the year, summer, whatever. But
what are the odds he joins
Christmas
us?
season, it just works. Yeah.
It's the perfect way for it to happen.
Yeah. He's a jolly man, and it's a jolly time.
It really is. It's a perfect way for it to happen. Very excited about this today. That's good. All right, let's dive into our advent calendars, too. I mean, just 'tis the season here, right? This is great. All right, what do we got? What do we got here? Let's find out.
Man, you're cracking a Bruce today. That'd be.
What are we on? 19? 19. I can't wait to ask him about the whole Bruce There It Is movement and how cool that was for him. We know he loves Kevin Owens, but I want to know who his top 3 wrestlers are. I hope he says Stone Cold Steve Austin.
22-23, Allure.
Ooh, Allure. There's autos in there. 21-22, Series 2, Wayne Sports Cards, Advent, plus a bunch of other Christmas-style boxes in there. If you want to slide in, they got the mystery packs, or you just go get regular boxes, too.
Cam Atkinson.
Oh, Cam Sanity, my buddy calls him.
Oh, Boone Jenner.
Boone Jenner in the house.
The Allure Quartz. Do you want to add him to the lineup?
Oh, that's a nice. Oh, young gun, Lucas Raymond. That's actually a nice one.
Hey, Trey Fix-Wolansky rookies. Former Oil King.
There we go. Friends with my neighbor.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
The fireman? Bruce?
Nope. No.
Prosper.
Nope. No. Other neighbor.
I don't know so many of your neighbors.
Darren. I got lots of neighbors.
Yeah.
I got 4 neighbors that I know
neighbors.
the names of.
What?
Yeah, it's
In
pretty
this
cool.
economy?
Yep. I'm a neighborhood guy. Lucas Raymond Young Gun. That's actually one of the better Young Guns from this set.
That's a nice one.
So that's a good one.
Baby.
That's a good one. That right there.
That's the hit.
That's what we call a keeper. Slab it. Get it all taken care of at Wayne Sports Cards in the holidays. I'm pretty sure my wife and kids have been in there about 4 times in the last week. But I don't know what they're doing in there. It's all a surprise. It's all a surprise. Man, I'm really excited to see how you wrap the 12 days of Christmas. And it's going to be happening during the 6 o'clock of Christmas party tomorrow morning.
Oh, yes.
Just the way things are aligning here.
That's how it should be.
It is how it should be.
Yes, and if you don't know what a tomato aspic is, you can Google it. Lots of pictures online, which you did one morning on the show, live on the show.
It looks like tomato jello mold.
Your reaction was great.
It's disgusting. I will not ever try that. It looks like there's things in it, too.
Yeah, there are. Like, just
Like,
suspended in.
Exactly. I wanted to say the F word, but I won't because it's a kid's show still. But that just is gross.
Yeah, no.
Whoever came up with the tomato aspic is a sick individual. What's in there? What is in there? Is it chunks
disgusting.
of tomato? What is it?
Well, look, it's not even it. You can make them. You can craft them. They can be any shape, any mold. Like
what do you do for a living?
Like, look at all these.
Oh, I design tomato aspics.
Look at all this stuff. Look at all that. They all look different. They're all like alien beings. Eh?
So what is it? You dip things in this?
Yeah, it's
like crackers. I would never put a cracker through that. That would be absolutely awful.
Yeah.
You know what we do need? We do need crackers and meat and cheese here tomorrow. Yeah.
You brought in last year you brought in the meat and cheese.
I love
and
the
that was
meat
it.
and cheese.
The meat and cheese platter.
I'm a big meat and cheese
You
platter
washed
guy.
down the oysters with it. That's actually a good oyster on a cracker.
Well, we'll bring in some crackers. Got to have real salty crackers for those oysters.
Okay, so shrimp ring, smoked oysters, crackers, meat cheese.
Trev, what do you
bring?
bring?
A good attitude.
Oh gosh, okay. Here, let me think on it.
I think about what Christmas. So don't you dare say after 8 chocolate.
Say McCain deep and delicious cake.
Tomato aspect.
Oh my god! Look at this.
Homemade. He
Look
loves
at this.
it.
A funny guy over here. Trev rolling in with tomato aspects yesterday, and I'm like, no.
The gun.
Hey, so somebody fell asleep at the stoplight ahead of me today.
Why are we just?
I know.
Why are you
totally
just saying
forgot-
this?
I
You should
forgot
have
to
been
tell you
busted
boys.
in this morning. You say, guess what happened?
I know.
Somebody fell asleep on the thing.
Well, I came in today. I don't know why I didn't tell you right away. I guess I was excited about.
Okay, well,
Bruce.
please,
So yeah, I'm sitting there today, and I was at the lights by that hotel I lived in for 3 months when I first moved here, Executive Inn.
Makes sense.
I was going to that McDonald's on the corner there. That nice little old lady. We're not our old lady, the other old lady from years ago. She works at that other McDonald's now. So I was gonna pop in there, and I'm waiting at that light. It turns green. 4 cars go by me on the right, and I'm sitting behind this car in my big, powerful truck.
Yeah.
Right? And I see the car's not moving ahead of me, and the person's head is against the window, and I'm thinking, oh my God, there was a drive-by and this person's been shot. Wow. And now I have to get out and try to tend to this person with possible CPR or doing the thing where you like put pressure on the bullet wound so it doesn't bleed as much until help gets there.
A tourniquet.
So that's immediately what starts going through my mind. I'm like, Tupac style drive-by shooting. I'm going to have to do something here. So the guy behind me pulls out to go by. And then I start to pull out to go by. And then this guy like wakes up and starts driving. So then my first thought was, holy smokes, he's driving after a drive-by. He's okay. So then but then he turns into the drive-thru, the same drive-thru I was going to. So he goes behind a car that was in the other lane instead of the open lane in front of me. So I was just like, this guy does not have his act together. So I drive by him. I look over. And I don't know. I mean, maybe he was drinking. I don't know. Like it could have been one of those situations.
Yeah.
So I go up. So I'm now ahead of him in the drive-thru, and we're all waiting. It was like a four car lineup, and I pull up to the window to pay, and then I hear honking behind me, and I look, and he's falling asleep again in his car in the drive-thru behind me, and like the cars behind him in the drive-thru are honking on their horn. So I mean, this dude was. I didn't know. What am I supposed to do in that situation? Like, should I have called the cops and been like, hey, there's this guy who keeps falling asleep in his car?
311?
I don't know. I know one time we were driving back to Cranbrook, and we were clearly behind somebody who was inebriated because he was all over the road. I'm talking like 2 or 3 times I thought he was going to get a bloody accident. We did call 911 that time, and the cops came while we were still driving.
Did you watch it? Yeah.
I pulled them over.
Oh, really?
And we continued on our way. So, yeah, I didn't know what to do. I mean, maybe he was just... I've been insanely tired pretty much the last 8 years. Like, I understand where this guy's coming from, but
I don't know. I don't know if he could nod off, though, at the... Where's Black Sedan guy when you need him, hey? It's dangerous out there. I mean, we say good morning. Some people are saying good night. You know what I mean?
Well,
at this hour, so you never...
I wasn't sure how to handle this.
I think you played it good. You weren't the only one out there. I mean, there were other people dealing with the individual.
What would you have done if you were in my spot there? Because I didn't know what to do. I was at a loss. All right, we will get to a few more of your text messages. I see this one that has come in from Brie Lando. We'll get into that. Wow. Very sad. All right, let's get to a sports rewind for Universal Rewind. Craig Button's on the way. Joaquin Gage at 7:30. Bruce Boudreau at 8:30 today. He's going to be coaching Canada at the Spengler Cup, so we're going to touch base with him on tournament coaching, which he has not done for Team Canada in the past, which should be a cool experience for him. Craig Button's coming up. We'll set up the Oilers and the Islanders, but first a sports rewind with Lieutenant Eric.
Drew Luck passing for just over 200 yards and a touchdown as the Seahawks hold on defeating the Eagles 20-17 on your Monday nighter. Seattle improving to 7-7. The loss dropping Philly to 10-4. Oilers will play 3 on the road prior to Christmas. That begins tonight against the Islanders. Edmonton looking to snap a 2-game slide. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 4 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's one of 11 games around the NHL tonight. Last night, Flames over the Panthers 3-1. Stars defeating the Kraken in overtime 4-3. Ducks over the Wings 4-3 in regulation. And Habs defeating the Jets 3-2 in overtime. Raps with a win last night. They bounced the Hornets 114-99. Toronto hosts the defending champion Nuggets tomorrow, while the Knicks upended the Lakers 114-109 down in LA. College football bowl season continues on tonight. The 8-4 UTSA Roadrunners will face the 6-6 Marshall Thundering Herd. It's the Miami Beach Bowl kickoff, 7 o'clock. This Sports Rewind brought to you by Universal Rewind, industrial electric motor sales and service, servicing many industries we rely on daily, from agriculture and aggregates to food processing and industrial manufacturing. Choose expertise, experience, quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Tuesday morning on the Nielsen Show. Thank you very much for being here. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios today. They've got those 5 flavors of wings now out, and they are all absolutely delicious. DoorDash, get the dishes. Uber Eats, find it all with the fine folks at Popeyes, that new location here on the West End.
It's taking shape, hey?
Should be opening by New Year's Day, I would think.
It's like a gingerbread house. It's our own gingerbread house being built over the holidays.
We're going to be doing gingerbread houses on Thursday, I think.
Did you get a kit?
No, we use Pop-Tarts. And I always buy more Pop-Tarts than we need, so I've got extra Pop-Tarts around the house, and Tammy can't get mad at me because I bought them for the houses.
Better to have too many than not enough.
Then I get to eat
you
them
have
after.
to, yeah.
Yeah. Each house that we use, that we make, we just make small houses. We did a competition.
Well, of course, more Pop-Tarts left over. I get what you mean. Leave the building material, use as less as you can, build this cheap house that falls over the next day, and here you are living down on Pop-Tarts.
Marshall and I are going to build a lean-to. Yeah. And that's it. 2 Pop-Tarts. But we usually, each house requires like 8 Pop-Tarts. I bought 56. So we've got more than enough, which should be real nice. Our hockey insider today, our hockey analyst, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. Gift cards available now. They can be used in-store or online, and they never, ever, 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 ever expire. Located in Edmonton at St. Albert Trail, 128th Ave. Online at proamsports.ca. Tell them Dusty the Elf sent you, and they'll look after you there. Let's bring in Craig Button this morning. Mr. Button, good morning. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Ginger tart houses. That's what we're going to call them. Ginger tart houses.
Ginger tart houses. Half Pop-Tarts, half gingerbread house idea. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. We have a lot of fun with it. Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, you should. I'm sure you're going to be packing some in your suitcase to go to Davos. So.
No, not since they caught me 2 years ago. I'm not allowed to do that.
You prefer the European ingredients too, I think. Hey, like in the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't had Pop-Tarts overseas.
You give it a shot.
I wonder what that
probably
would be
a little
like.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I basically only eat chocolate and cheese over there.
Pure
for like
cane
10
sugar.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Craig, just quickly, let's just stick on there because we're gonna have Bruce Boudreau on the show later on today. He has not coached for Canada in the past. This is a cool event for Bruce Boudreau to get his first taste of coaching the Maple Leaf, isn't it?
Oh, it's totally cool. In fact, I'm going to use a Bruce line, a little ticked off. Like that he didn't ask me to come over to help him out in some way, shape, or form. It's the best tournament on the planet. There's no better tournament. There's no better locale than the Spengler Cup. It's unbelievable. As it relates to Bruce, I think it's fun for him to have this opportunity to get behind the bench and coach. I think Joe Thornton's going to take it really seriously. You better be careful over there. I don't know if you're going to laugh at all, Dustin, the whole time you're over there. So indulge in your chocolate. That might be your only enjoyment with those guys. And my good friend Jimmy Playfair is also part of the group. So you're going to have a lot. You're going to have a lot of fun. No, it's great for Bruce. We've seen coaches get the opportunity, when they're not working, and go back and represent your country, and it's a dynamite tournament. Bruce is going to leave there wide-eyed after he just sees the environment and just the whole atmosphere.
Yeah, he's going to love it. He was going to be on the staff in 2021, but then he got the Canucks job, and Travis Green ended up coaching the Spengler Cup team. So funny how that sort of works. The Edmonton Oilers have dropped 2 in a row after winning 8 in a row to kind of get themselves back in the mix. The crazy thing is, and we talked about it a little bit with Darren Dreger yesterday, is that you win 8 in a row and then you drop a couple and you're still sitting like 13th in the West despite the 8-game winning streak. Like they're really, I guess, with the spot that they put themselves in, it's going to be tough for them to get away with these 2 and 3 game lulls, isn't it?
There's no question when you dig the hole that the Oilers dug for themselves, it becomes a really significant uphill climb. And full marks for the 8-game winning streak. They played really well. They played really well in that 7-4 loss to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I love what Stuart Skinner had to say after the game. And Vasilevsky was out of his mind in terms of goaltending. But when you fall behind that deep into the standings, it's hard. And I still say the math is real simple. It's 96 points. That's the number I use to make the playoffs. So the Oilers have their work cut out for them. And, winning 2, losing 1, winning 3, losing 2, you're going to run out of runway. You're going to run out of runway. You really have to get into kind of that real, what I call the 6-3-1 over 10 games. That's where they're going to have to be. They're going to have to be 6-3-1 over their next 50 games. That gets you, that's 15 games over 500. That gets you to 96 points. But that's the math. 6-3-1, 6-3-1, 6-3-1.
Craig, you said after the game against Tampa, you liked what Stuart Skinner said. He basically owned it. He took and he had to. Well, he didn't have to, but if he didn't, it would have seemed pretty strange considering everybody knew that he blew it in the third period. Are you surprised that they didn't go back to him on Saturday after the way he owned that loss to Tampa?
Not really. When you're working daily with the goaltender and you're involving the goaltending coach in this, sometimes you not only need a rest, you need an opportunity to reset. And the run that he'd been on playing all those games, goaltenders fatigue, not just physically, but the mental focus that goes into it, also tires you. So I believe that there was probably an opportunity for him to just take a step back, get rested. And I think he'll be playing every single one of these 3 games prior to Christmas time here on the road in the East. And that was probably part of the thinking too. Hey, get ramped up. We got a good hard stretch on the road, and we're gonna need you there. So we'll give you the Saturday off.
McDavid, Nuge, and Hyman had been absolutely rolling over this winning streak. And yesterday at practice, the last 2 days at practice, and it looks like this is how it's going to be heading out to the road. Evander Kane's been up there with McDavid and Hyman, and Nugent Hopkins has been playing with Draisaitl and Fogle, and they hadn't really been getting much from the middle 6. Fourth line had been pretty good for what you expect from fourth line. Obviously, that top line had been absolutely lights out lately. What do you think of the decision to break up a red-hot line to try to get something else from your middle 6?
I don't like it. I don't like it. You watch how 93, 97, and 18 have played. I mean, they've literally been unstoppable. But I don't like it because I think it also exacerbates a bigger problem that the Oilers have. They're not very deep up front. They really aren't. They got 5 really good forwards. That's what they have. I know Ryan McLeod and Fogle do their part. Connor Brown worked. Derek Ryan, Jan Markell. They're not very deep up front. And when I look at that and I see what they have, they're always trying to massage the middle. Massage the middle. You know why they're massaging the middle? Because the middle gives them a lot of pain. It gives them a lot of hurt. And that's why I don't see them as a Stanley Cup favorite. Can they get rolling in the play? We know they can get rolling. But when you look at the really good teams in this league, the really good teams that win and go deep, they're deep in the forward group. The Oilers aren't deep.
What about the Islanders on the other side of this thing? I mean, they've dropped a couple. Prior to that, they'd won 6 of 7 after a slow start. They've worked themselves back into the conversation a bit here as well. What's the challenge as they face the Islanders tonight?
I think the Islanders are doing a lot of it with smoke and mirrors, quite frankly. Defensively, they haven't been very good. Their goaltending has been excellent, found a way to win some games. They're another team, up front, they're not very deep. And you start to look at a game for the Oilers to push and be able to take advantage of a team that isn't very good defensively, and it doesn't really threaten you offensively in any real significant way. Yeah, we know they have a handful of players that can score and handle you offensively, but this is a game where they have to really get after the defense of the New York Islanders and put pressure on the goaltender, because the goaltending has been the saving grace, pun intended, for the New York Islanders to this point in the season.
Craig, just switching gears a bit and heading to Ottawa, where DJ Smith was let go yesterday. Of course, not the season that a lot of people wanted, specifically Senators fans out in the nation's capital. Jacques Martin in on the interim basis alongside Daniel Effertson as assistant. Steve Salos sees Martin as a perfect fit for the Senators, albeit interim. Is there anything beyond that? What do you make of the Effertson appointment? Anything salvageable this season for Sens fans, or is this more of looking into the future now, Steve Staios and maybe Jacques Martin holding a place this season but really moving on next season? How do you see the Senators' situation unfolding in the months and years ahead?
I don't think there's any question there's disappointment with the Ottawa Senators in a lot of different areas beyond their fan. You look at their team, I think they have some really good players, and I think they had an ability to take a step forward. For Steve Staios and the Ottawa Senators, I think it is, Eric, exactly what you said. It's about being a placeholder to get this team moving forward next year. I also think that you want the team to be functioning properly and at as high a level as possible, so that as a manager you can make good decisions. You can say, okay, we're comfortable here. We might need a little help there. Okay, we'll consider this there. It's hard to evaluate your team and your individuals when you're not functioning. And the Senators were clearly not functioning. And I think they're capable of a lot more. I don't think the team was coming anywhere near to playing to its potential. And I think the coaching change didn't come to me as a surprise. In fact, I think it was 2 weeks too late.
Yeah.
I think that when you talk about the salvaging of the season, it's over. It was 2 weeks ago. Ottawa was burning and they were fiddling. And when you had Jacques Martin, you had the opportunity to just put a placeholder in there. Jacques will get some really good purpose back into their game, especially defensively and at critical times. So, it's got to be incredibly disappointing for the Ottawa Senators with all the hope they've had going into this season. But we're looking now at 24-25, and Steve Staios wants to be able to have a really good evaluation of his team and his players, so that he can build the team or strengthen the team where he sees fit. That's what the goal has to be now, nothing more. I'm going to use the old line: playoffs.
Well, it's funny because I was going to actually follow up the question with, did they wait too long? So I'm glad you brought that up, because that was I think frustrating. People were calling for it a lot earlier than 2 weeks ago, and they finally decided to pull the trigger on it now. But I would think that, I really like the building blocks that they have there in Ottawa. This could finally get on track relatively quickly, couldn't it?
I agree with you, Dustin. I am full on with you. I have every reason to believe that can be the case, which is going to put a bigger spotlight on why did they wait so long. Why did they wait so long, right? And it was there. And I get at times you want to be patient, at times you want to – but Steve Staios he played 1,000 games in the NHL. He's a sharp guy. He's a smart guy. And I kept hearing this. Well, the players didn't want – they wanted some stability. There was a lot of – listen, this is a new management group. Tell the players, get playing, and we'll make the decisions we got to make. And I'm not blaming on the players here. I think the issue was clearly the coaching. I think it was clearly the coaching. And I think that Jacques Martin gets it up and running, they're going to say, geez, maybe we should have done this. Not maybe. Why did we wait is going to be the question.
Craig, no show for us next Tuesday, so enjoy the holidays, my man. Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you in the new year.
Why the hell can't we do a show? Me and you. I'll be in Sweden and Gothenburg. You'll be in Davos, right?
Yeah.
You'll be eating chocolate and cheese. I don't know what I'll be eating. I'll be eating
what do you do in Sweden? What are you eating in Sweden? What's the
meatballs?
Yeah, Swedish meatballs. Is that a thing? Like,
Swedish meatballs. Although, like, you can eat chocolate and cheese any time of the day. It's tough to eat Swedish meatballs any time of the day.
The boys were. The boys were very disappointed with me the first time I went over to Spangler because I was talking about all the fine chocolates they have. But the one I was most fascinated by was the Maltesers chocolate bar. Like they turned Maltesers into a chocolate bar, only in Switzerland. It was amazing to me. Blew my mind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's fantastic. Say hi to Josh Holden over there. He's done a great job with Davos. And enjoy your time with Bruce and Jimmy and everybody there. And to you and Eric and your families and friends, wishing you the best of the holidays. It's a thrill for me to be part of your show every Tuesday. So thanks for having me and wishing you all the best. Talk to you next year.
Yep, talk to you next year, Craig. There you go. That's Craig Button, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, where they do have that EST Insider Special going on right now. We don't even know what it is. That's why it's so inside.
Tell them the elf sent you.
Yeah. Say, I'm here from Dusty the Elf. I don't know why. I don't think you have
say
to
it in a funny accent, too.
I don't know how to say it like that.
Oui.
You have to go into Pro-Am, jump up and kick your heels and say, Dusty the Elf sent me. But the boys have another unadvertised special going on right now, in store only. We don't even know what it is. That's how in-store special it is.
It's a secret.
So swing on by Pro-Am, see the Cookson boys, and unadvertised special going on right now for all you EST insiders, which is very nice. Very nice. I mean, so maybe they should beat the Islanders.
Maybe.
Okay, I mean, Craig made a really good point. They don't have a lot going on offensively. They're not great defensively. People are scared of playing another Russian goaltender, though.
There are things.
Yeah.
They're not world beaters by any stretch, and you can look at where they are in the standing and say maybe a bit of it is fool's gold, but the Oilers aren't world beaters as well this season, right? Like they're not going exactly dominance. Obviously, the 8-gamer, I mean, we saw what they could do. But I would take this, and I'm not going out there and expecting a big flex tonight. If they do, that's fine, and that would be a hell of a start to a 3-gamer prior to Christmas. But yes, the possibility of getting goalied could be there.
Enough.
Well, no, but that's
enough with the goalieing.
It's possible.
My God, the last time they got goalied, they scored 4.
But you said that's not getting goalied.
I did. I claimed that wasn't goalie. To me, if you're going to get goalied, the guy's got to shut you out or hold you to 1.
But as
you
I
can't
said,
score 4 goals on a goalie and get goalied.
But as we said, too, getting goalied can work both ways.
I hate the term getting goalied.
It can work both ways.
It's just ridiculous.
I'm not even talking about the Islanders.
Also,
here.
how nice is Craig, eh? Wishing our families that mean nothing to him, really, when it's all said and done, but wishing our families a happy holidays. Unbelievable.
Such a relaxed individual, hey?
He was chill today.
He was
chill today. He did make another interesting point. He talked about the lack of depth with this group up front, and it is kind of it's certainly not as deep as it was last year. Come down the stretch,
quality
they had
of
Bukestad, they had Yamamoto,
Costin.
Now you've got McLeod, who can't piss a drop. You got Brown, who couldn't score to save his life right now. It kind of shows the overall depth of your group beyond your top 4 or 5 forwards when a line of Hamblin, Ryan, and Gagne moves the needle. You know what I mean? Like that's not a great look. Draisaitl's line, no matter who's on it, has to be more effective 5-on-5. Draisaitl's 5-on-5 year has not been that good so far. They got to get that going. They can't just wait and then all of a sudden put him back up with McDavid and be like, look at this, 5-on-5, it's amazing. The bottom line is Nuge, McDavid, and Hyman have been insanely more successful than Draisaitl and McDavid have been together so far this year. So they're not as deep. I'm not sure how they find that depth heading into the down the stretch and hopefully into the playoff picture. But your thoughts on what they do there? That's Button just tells it how it is. and they don't have a lot of depth.
They're a top-heavy team, and yeah, last year I think you could argue that depth really came to shine more so than it ever has. I mean, with those individuals you mentioned, I mean that was a good depth. That was like a cup-winning depth. Yeah, but it's top-heavy with this team and with the guys, and if those 4 or 5 offensive juggernauts aren't going, or three or 5 of them or 4 or 5 of them aren't going, the team doesn't go. So they go how they go, but it's just. When you look forward a bit, and I know they're still chasing a wild card spot, but if you look at competing for a cup, that's not really a formula that you would like. Top heaviness, it's exciting, and boy, can they rifle off some wins and then go on a streak. But when it's not going, and that's the danger. And I think you've always had that creeping sense that you're winning 8 in a row, but you know what also can be when the pendulum swings. So it would be nice to have a little more depth to lean on and rely on in times like that, but they don't have it. Will they find it from within with the players they have this season? Who's to say? But right now, I mean, especially in that third line, that you're crying out for a little more. And if Draisaitl needs to get that, I mean, that's less than ideal if one of those guys need to get going.
Sailor is in and says Connor Brown couldn't score on Jack Campbell right now.
Double barrel.
Sailor, come on, man.
Shots all around.
We got the Cool Bet hotline of the day coming up. Gager's going to pop by. Bruce Boudreau at 8:30. 2 text messages I want to get to, though. A couple of text messages that stand out here. Like, kind of crazy text messages. How about this one from Brelando? So during post-hockey beers last night, I learned that 2 Nasty Club members haven't seen Tombstone. To which my response was...
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
So I'm calling those boys out. They better watch that movie because I'm coming and hell's coming with me.
You tell them I'm coming and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
I'm very surprised that 2 members, like it doesn't surprise me that 2 random dudes haven't watched Tombstone. But for 2 members of the Nasty Club, like 2 paying members of the Nasty Club, to have not watched Tombstone, that kind of blows my mind.
It's got to be a time thing. It can't be like I prefer not to.
My parents watched it last week.
Sure,
like,
but
we're watching Tombstone.
I mean, everybody likes a good Western. That's obviously star-studded, but it had to have been like they're not saying I don't like Tombstone. Huh. Yeah. I'm more of a Dr. Quinn medicine woman guy or whatever.
Great comparison.
Well, right. Like, I don't know what's the reasoning. I'd love to know the reason. It's got to be time.
Look.
It's a long running time for a movie, right? Like, it's got to.
It's relatively short.
Is it? No way. I thought it was a long one.
It sure flies by.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's Titanic or anything here, but 2 hours, 14 minutes. Yeah, it's
what?
A little over.
That's 2 hours and 14 minutes?
Yeah, well.
And that flies by.
Yeah, it does. But
That's the best 2 hours and 14 minutes you'll ever find in your life.
You tell them that.
Anyway, Brelando, sounds like you gotta get these guys back on track, bud.
Is Dry injured? Pouting? His passing looks like he skipped off season. He's just starting to get it together. Could you maybe try Kane, McDavid, Brown, Nuge, Dry, Hyman? He's getting them all in line.
Enough.
Yeah. What do you hate more, injured or getting goalied? I got power rank him.
No voice, and I'm gonna lose it because every single time Leon Draisaitl doesn't produce for 2 games or is straight-legged in the defensive zone, you see the tweets going, oh, is he injured? Is he injured? Enough with the garbage. You cannot, every time Leon Draisaitl doesn't produce, please do not text into the show and say, oh, is he injured? I wonder if he's injured. His passes seem off. Yeah, that's right. Because when you're banged up, you start making horrible decisions in your mind. Like, come on, you guys.
So no.
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 God. Yeah. No. Don't give me that. Oh, he's not going. He must be banged up. Maybe he's not going because he's just not working hard enough for the last 2 games. Do you think about that? You can say that. That's okay. You can say that.
Yeah, but then you're running him out of town.
I'm not running anybody out of town. I'm requiring a guy who makes a ton of money to work hard consistently. Tough gig. Okay, so I also want to get to this text. This comes out of nowhere from Oil Boots. Hey, Dusty, one of the craziest moments of my life happened just outside of Cranbrook. and I was actually with my buddy, Dusty. What? We were all sure we saw ghosts on the highway at 3 a.m. We even stopped and reported it to the cops. Crazy, crazy story. What? Can you believe this? I don't know why they're sharing it with us right now. But I don't know if like this happened like this morning or like it happened previously.
Sounds like a hell of a night.
Tied in. But a bunch of guys seeing ghosts on the highway to the point where grown adult men are calling the cops to report the ghosts on the highway. That gives me the heebie-jeebies right now. Full blown.
Somebody suggesting the hockey special for Leon Draisaitl. Perhaps the...
Yeah, probably not. Ryan McLeod couldn't score a deal at Pro-Am Sports right now.
Oh, man.
Even
he'd be able to get that one,
member,
right?
Yeah. Man, have you ever seen ghosts in your entire life? Have you ever once
yes,
legitimately thought you saw a ghost?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
When was
Boy's
this?
house used to be haunted.
Ah. Yeah.
We'd have light bulbs, blow up unannounced.
But you never saw.
Oh, I saw. Like I not with like. How do you? I saw with my third eye.
Oh,
you can feel it, right? Like,
third eye gets activated.
We had a neighborhood cat that would come in during house parties, and it would rummage around in the living room, or whatever. But it'd get to the steps going upstairs, and it'd just stop, and it would look up, and it wouldn't. And we tried to pick it up, but it wouldn't go up those steps, and it would just stare up the steps, and it'd be pitch black up there. And then Danae used to live in the house, right? She got a psychic reading, and the psychic said that an old lady it possessed the house and walked around the house because it was an old house. It was like a 1700s, one of those. The old fire chief lived there. And so, an old lady was in there. And then, so like things would like fall and just randomly fall off tables. And it was a trip, man. I loved it. Never met her though, but
What do you think her
you
name
could
was?
feel her. I'd be leaving. You'd be walking down the steps. You'd be the only one in the house. You'd be leaving the house. You'd feel like this, like,
come on.
I'd be like, I got to get out of here. Like you'd feel like this. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Now, some may say it was the gas leak in the house, but you can debate amongst yourselves.
Some people say it was a gas leak.
Look,
all right, let's get to your Cool Bet hotline of the day here. Before we dive into a chat with Joaquin Gage, we got confessions coming up for Spectrum Rental. Bruce Boudreau at 8:30 today. Bruce is actually bumping Gager to this earlier time spot, so we'll have to find out how Gager
did Gage fall on the sword? Did he offer to?
No,
okay.
I reached out to him. All right, so let's see. Oilers and Islanders. Oilers are minus 138 money line favorites tonight. Plus 115 in regulation. Player points. Give me Connor McDavid plus money. We're on it. We got to get on it.
Okay,
Cool Bet hotline of the day. Connor McDavid over 1.5 points plus 111.
Is there a gas leak in here?
I don't know how much longer they're going to keep giving us plus money on Connor McDavid getting 2 points. But until they stop doing it, we're going to keep riding with this thing. That'll be your Cool Bet hotline of the day. I will build an EST parlay a little bit later on, which we can hammer out. We can kind of dive into it right now. We'd probably get on Oilers money line. Under? Are we under the 6.5 tonight? Do we see a little bit of a lower scoring game?
The boring affair out in.
I feel like an under 6.5 maybe. McDavid, it's tough to combine the under with like a bunch of point props.
But if they will get goalied, that's how.
I mean, then you can benefit off the
right?
The getting goalied. Draisaitl goals plus 120. Evander Kane goal plus 160.
He likes New York.
Has to bump up to McDavid.
He's playing New York, baby. He's where he wants to be.
Maybe we go.
I go with the Kane.
McDavid over 1.5 points. Kane goal. Oilers money line. And we leave the total out of it. Anyway, your thoughts on that, hit us up in the nasty chat, or you can text us at 780-218-9999. I saw a ghost play goalie for the Oilers. Every puck went right through it. Soup.
Yeah, well,
as in from
we had to go there.
Sean, who's getting super scary for us this morning. All right, let's get to a sports update for Park Mazda. We'll come back with Joaquin Gage and get his thoughts on this Sorokin-Skinner matchup that we should be treated to this evening.
Monday Night Football last night, the Seahawks improving to 7-7 with a 2017 victory over the Eagles, the loss dropping Philly to 10-4. Oilers, they'll play 3 on the road prior to Christmas beginning tonight against the Islanders as Edmonton look to snap a 2-game slide. Tom Gazzola will get you set. He has your Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage starts at 4 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's one of 11 games around the NHL tonight. Last night, it was the Ducks over Detroit 4-3. Stars defeating the Kraken in overtime 4-3. Flames over the Panthers 3-1, and the Habs defeating the Jets in overtime 3-2. Raptors with a win on home court 114-99 over the Hornets. Raps will host the defending champion Nuggets tomorrow night. And the College Bowl season rolls on tonight. The 8-4 UTSA Roadrunners take on the 6-6 Marshall Thundering Herd in the Miami Beach Bowl. Kickoff 7 o'clock. Sports update brought to you by Mitch Lewicki and the staff at Park Mazda. Mitch is always thinking one step ahead, like a carpenter that makes stairs.
If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as newborn 8-pound, 6-ounce Mitch Lewicki. You can picture grown-up Mitch, or teenage Mitch, or bearded Mitch, or whoever you want.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Step closer to the hollow. The devil may care.
I'll do.
If I showed you around my heart, would you mind if I shared to show you what's wrong with me? I will not change it. I will wait patiently while you get painted out. Let me into your untainted tribe to be the one who gets to live a lie. Oh, let me lie with you.
I'll do.
I'll be a perfect stranger. I wanna be that stupid boy that you don't talk about. You better believe there's a sharp knife beside my bed. You better believe there's a sharp knife inside my head. And if you would leave, I would take you by the hand. You and I would leave, but it wouldn't be that bad.
Whale and the Wolf, EST House Band, they are actually going to be in on the Hangout today. Rymai, the lead singer, and Lucas Holt, who's been on the Hangout a couple of times and got Eric this great Baltimore Colts hat.
Yes.
Whale and the Wolf will slide over to the Hangout studio today, coming up around 9 o'clock this morning. Joaquin Gage pops by for a visit. Gage, you're very sorry that we had to bump you for one filthy Bruce. Are you okay with that this morning? Gager, I think you're muted.
It's a total change in attitude when the Spenglers are around the corner with you, Dusty. Everything just goes out the window, and you just everyone that helps you, including your own family, and it's all me. Favorite fish, selfish. But I have something else.
Selfish. What else you got?
You're sitting on that one.
I was enjoying the what was it, the Lumberjack Power Hour yesterday with you and Tom Gazzola.
Yeah. Lumberjack Power Hour.
Do you like? There was a restaurant that you talked about. Do you remember the restaurant? How do you say the name of the restaurant?
A restaurant.
The burgers. Yeah.
Red Robin's.
Is there an S on the end of?
No, it's actually just called Red Robin.
Okay, I was just because you didn't stop calling it Red Robins, and I was like, is this in the same place? Is there another place? It was really frustrating, especially after you bumped me. So, but it's okay. You still have a place in my heart, Dusty.
Were you the person who texted in yesterday during that and said, "Guys, it's Red Robin. It's not Red Robins." Was that you, or you just follow? Okay.
No, I would have. I wanted to, but it's like my wife says, too much Gage is enough.
She's got to be with you all the time, so that's tough. Gager, well, let's first of all, what were your thoughts on Skinner not starting against the Panthers?
I didn't like it at all. I thought it was a mixed message coming from Coach Nabla. Like I think it was like an interview prior where he was talking about even when he first took over the team, how guys were hard enough on themselves. There was no need to kind of get on guys. The messaging of making a mistake, it's good to have the support of your coaching staff going back in. That's how he's treated every other player. You know, there's that trust level. You make a mistake, you're unless it obviously keeps coming, but you're still going to get those chances. I just thought it was a different message to send. Arguably, your number one guy that had an off night was basically the reason that you lost the game. I think Stuart Skinner should have got right back in there from what he had did in the games prior. Saying that, I do think there was a missed opportunity to not play Pickard against Chicago. I think that was. I look back at that time, and now they're looking at that's a rest game for him. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me to start. And also, I don't put this on Pickard as well. If Skinner plays that game, I don't know the outcome.
Yeah, I don't think it changes much, right?
He would have to be really brilliant, but I think everything was in order for him to have a bounce back game and have a night. So, long story short, I didn't like it, Dusty.
Craig Button mentioned that he thinks they might play Skinner for all 3 games on this road trip. I think that might be a bit of a stretch, especially considering you went to Pickard in a spot where you necessarily didn't even have to over the weekend. I would think they probably split the back-to-backs, don't they?
I was thinking about that too. Because of the travel and they're just staying in the same spot, Dusty, there might be a case to play him in all these 3 games because you're not going halfway across the country in between games. You're always sleeping basically in the same place. Depends how it goes. I think if it's a real like Button said this morning, he's obviously been listening to me talk about the goaltending mind and how those games where you don't see a lot of action can be more draining on you throughout the year mentally because of the attentiveness and the focus required to stay with the game. You'd hear Stuart Skinner talk about staying in the moment in those games. That's what's hard. It's a lot easier to stay in those games where you're getting 40, 50 shots because you're not really even thinking at that point. You're just stopping pucks.
So, Gager, who is more likely to get goalied tonight than the Islanders and the Oilers, or is it a self-inflicted goalie? I know Dusty loves when the terminology gets brought up, but Varlamov, Sorokin, what do you see happening in net tonight between these two teams? I think we're kind of saying low event, given it is the Islanders, but of course the offense that the Oilers can possess. Your thoughts on the goaltending tonight, whoever that may be, matching up?
Well, I think the Islanders are giving up a lot of shots, right? And although both these guys have north of 91.91 save percentages, they're going to need a lot of shots. So, and like I said again, Sorokin has the ability to take a few goals away from the other team. You got to have a little bit more. The Oilers have, looking through this stretch, I would say it was a pretty big team effort. The one thing that we haven't seen from the Oilers this year is grabbing those 2 points in games where maybe they shouldn't have, right? If I look back to the Tampa game, that's a game where Tampa probably shouldn't have got that 2 points, but because of extra human efforts from a number of their players, they were able to pull it out in the end. The Oilers need more contributions throughout the whole lineup in bigger ways than what we saw in that 8-game winning streak. You need chip in with some of the guys who are struggling. McLeod needs to find a little bit more offense and offensive production. Brown, of course, needs to do something. I mean, I love him on the PK. I think he's amazing and that's kind of something to build off. And Leon has to find his game too. So they have to find that team effort again. And like Craig said, it's an uphill battle, guys. That what was it, 6-3-1, kind of all the way through the rest of the year. That's a tall order.
Gage, you brought up Leon Draisaitl and how does he needs to find his game right now. What are you not seeing in his game? They're gonna put Nugent Hopkins with him, it looks like, which means they're sacrificing what had been a brilliant line to try to get some scoring from the second unit. Fogle on one side, Nuge on the other. We'll see. Maybe it works off the bat, and then we'll see if it can be sustainable. But what are you not seeing in his game right now that needs to get turned around?
It's funny because we all talk about the body language with Leon, and everyone says he doesn't want to play with anyone but Connor. I mean, this isn't like U8 or U9.
They put in a friend request so they can be on the same team.
It's absolutely ridiculous. No, I think there's a level of, like, Leon is best when he kind of plays on that edge, right? A little bit of nastiness. We see him take some penalties here and there. I think playing with Nuge, another puck distributor, will work for Leon just to get the puck, get it back. The other two guys, I was hoping for them to find something throughout those last few games, Dusty, because I think just the size and the way that they can control the puck down low. But honestly, I think it's just a simplification of everything. It doesn't always have to be a backhand sauce over two sticks from blue line to blue line here. Just straightforward games. Again, just like the other guys, get to the hard areas, have maybe one go off in a unconventional way and get rolling that way.
Joaquin Gage with us on the show here this morning, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, where they got that EST Insider Special going on right now. So special, we're not even sure what it is, but just go into Pro-Am and tell them you're an ESTer, and they won't look at you funny. They'll hook you up with a deal. That's how it works. Okay, so putting Brown and McLeod together, is this genius, or is this just we have nowhere else to put these guys right now, so play them together and hope something happens?
Yes, I was thinking about this. Listening to the Lumberjack Power Hour was with McLeod. I mean, if you go back, you look at what Bukestad's doing this year. I mean, they signed for the exact same. I mean, gosh, if the roles reversed, I'd rather have Bukestad than McLeod right now.
Not even close.
It was the same price point. It's just he played well in the playoffs. So I think that's the most frustrating thing. If we saw just the kind of perimeter play that he's been doing now without a lot of offensive production, it'd be completely different. But we saw what he's capable of. Now, maybe Brown, because his tenacity, pulls McLeod into the fight a little bit more. But look, Dusty, he's got to do something here. It's like Button said. I think a lot of Oiler fans that were listening to what he said, just the depth of the Oilers throughout isn't good enough. That heart sank in Edmonton this morning with Craig Button, when even mine was like, ugh, that didn't sound good. Those guys got to step up. They got to raise the level of their play. And enough's enough, because you can't just rely on the big guys to pull you out of this over the next 50 or so games.
You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. Gage, I do have to flip over to Formula One just quickly, obviously, because you're a huge Formula One guy. A gearhead, I believe they call themselves. What do you think of a team being called Stake F1 Team Kick Saber next year instead of Alfa Romeo?
Yeah, it's a mouthful. I don't know. I'd shorten that up a little bit. I'm more excited because Ferrari just announced their unveiling of the new car February 12th. So we're getting it. I mean, we're getting close, Dusty. This is amazing. I think it's the 23rd
That's still
of February.
almost 2 months away.
It's
Gage.
close.
We got testing in Bahrain in 2 months here. It's this season. Drive to Survive coming out. I know you didn't watch it, but it's a good, just a little quick refresher course. I can't wait. I think that the other teams are going to close the gap. I predict a Red Bull kind of start of the season. They're going to pull away, but it's going to catch up a lot quicker than last year.
Gager, have you followed up on the thought process recently of quitting your current job and opening up an F1 store here in Edmonton?
It's crossed the mind, Dusty. Don't get me wrong, but I want to be more involved. I want to be in the pit lane with the headset. I want a grid walk, a Gage grid walk. I think that's the goal.
I still, with that being said, I do love the idea of you in like a small little store somewhere but with everything you can get for Formula One. Like you have all of it. And people just come in and there's like 4 or 5 other guys in there sitting around with you talking.
But you're set up for a grid walk. You got the
into
khaki shorts, you got the full battery pack, the microphone, everything. Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah. And I can come in and pay $250 for a Ferrari hoodie.
Yeah, I know. The prices are ridiculous. But no, it's I might have to think about Dusty. Thanks. I'll see. I'll see if the Gramesians have. I'll go talk to them and see if I can get an F1 store in there.
Gager, we have our Christmas movie character draft tomorrow. Milne's going to pick first. I'm picking second. Eric's picking third. Tommy's in that coveted 4-5 swing that he's pissed away twice now. I think the consensus here is Clark Griswold will be the first overall pick. Do you think there will be a double Christmas vacation stack with Cousin Eddie at number 2, or do you branch out and go somewhere else?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You know, it's tough for me to talk about drafts since my bald guy win back at the old station.
That's true. You delivered on the most important draft of your life, buddy.
Taking myself first, and although I am big into Christmas, you couldn't take me in this draft. But yeah, that's, everyone watches. I'm waiting till Friday to drop Christmas Vacation with the family. We always watch it at least once. That's strong. Cousin Eddie is one of the greatest characters of all time, but I think you got to branch out.
Really?
Jesse,
Oh boy.
Yeah. There's, I always liked the Santa Clauses with Tim Allen.
Yeah.
That could be
Scott Calvin.
Scott Calvin is fantastic.
I love that first movie. That first one is probably, well, I can't say Christmas Vacation is my favorite Christmas movie, but the Santa Claus is probably my second favorite Christmas movie.
You know what's a darn good Christmas movie too? Kurt Russell in that Netflix. It's the first one that's really, really good. I suggest watching that with the kids. We always try to find one Christmas movie to watch with my well, they're not my kids, my roommates now, but it's a good time.
Is that the Christmas Chronicles? Is that the one you're?
Yeah, the Christmas Chronicles. The first one, Dynamite
really?
Show.
Oh, yeah. I have to check that one out.
Yeah, you got to watch that.
We mix in Polar Express, but it creeps me out a little bit.
Oh, that's a good one too.
It's a good movie. We usually watch Polar Express. We'll get that in over the next 3 or 4 days. But yeah, they got the guy up on top of the train. You're like, what is this? Who is this guy? Yeah. Kind of scary.
Elf's solid too. You got to watch that one at least.
Yeah, we'll mix in. The kids haven't watched Elf yet, but they could definitely watch Elf. That would be pretty funny, actually. All right, Gager. Well, I guess. Well, I'll talk to you on Two Guys later today. I was gonna be like, "Oh, Merry Christmas, Gager," and stuff. But
Merry Christmas.
I'll talk to you on Two Guys today. So we'll talk to them, buddy.
You're a daisy if you do.
See you later, man. There you go. How about that? That's one of the clips that we don't have loaded in yet. You're a daisy if you do. Gager dropping.
Just use his
Tombstone Tuesdays on us. Well done, Gager. Well done. Oh, I was going to pass this along to Gager. I had it sitting right here, but I forgot it. Neil texted in and said, pass on thanks to Gager for the heads up on the Christmas market at Fort Edmonton last weekend. Had a blast with the family. Fort Edmonton's pretty cool. We went down there 2 summers ago for the first time. Had great like old-fashioned ice cream.
Was that post-renovation? They've done some work, I think, to the whole layout of the ground. It is fun though. Pre or post?
We didn't get down there was it in the spring this year? No, I think it was last summer we went down to Fort Edmonton. Very much enjoyed it.
Little learning,
I had
little
no idea
fun.
that I was
Yeah.
sitting around down there.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Yes.
Yeah, it's real nice. Had a really good time there. Guys, the second best Christmas movie is A Christmas Story. Fred Claus is pretty cute. Scrooge and Elf. That went in from iMac this morning. Draft order set. Jay Milne will pick first tomorrow, probably around 9:30. T-Mac is in and says, guys, 4 or 5 swing. John McClane, Hans Gruber.
Yeah,
This
is Tommy's.
Does Tommy
yeah.
Gazzola
Yeah.
go full diehard in the 4 or 5 swing?
Boy, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't even blink. Okay, yeah.
That would be quite the twist.
I know Christmas lasagna is always high on his list as well.
Luckily,
maybe
we're
he
not
goes to the
drafting food this year.
How do you know?
Yeah,
I'm not. He might be. Hey, Christmas lasagna.
Oh, that would be pretty bad, wouldn't it? All right, let's get into your confessions. Brought to you by Spectrum Rental, where they confess they were up too late last night to send me a fresh liner.
Yep.
Usually I get a text from Bruce. I don't think I got one last night. You know what he did do? This is awesome. So Spectrum Rental, any project, keep your projects on time with Spectrum Rental. Anything you need for any of your projects, they have it at Spectrum Rental. He reached out last week and he goes, hey, do you want me to come set up like a heater in your backyard for when the kids are getting their skates on at the outdoor rink? And I was like, man, this is the nicest guy ever to offer this up. And I said, first of all, the rink's not skatable yet because these damn warm nights have kind of been killing me. I don't know. Are you guys still flooding the last 3 or 4 nights? I've kind of been like, I don't know if I should flood right now when it's only going to get to like -1. So I haven't been flooding the last few nights. It's killing me because I'm going to have to leave. The rink's not going to be skatable until I get back in January. It's driving me nuts. But
dome it.
I should dome it. But yeah, it was awesome. He's like, so I mean, that's something to think about. If you want to set up a little bit of a heater or something, Spectrum Rental can help you out. And it's not Spectrum Buy All. It's Spectrum Rental.
To rent the dome for the season and take it back.
Get that taken care of. All right, what do you have to confess this week, buddy?
Me?
Yeah.
I've never seen the Santa Claus.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
What? But you talk about Scott Calvin all the time.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Well,
and you're a Tim Allen guy.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad. I'm not mad. I'm partially sad.
I've seen parts of the film.
I'm just stunned. I'm very. You had me going. I thought you were a huge Santa Claus guy because you've mentioned like Scott Calvin like 8 times
the best
this month.
movie. Yeah. No.
What?
Well, it's too bad. What does he do? Like a spoiler alert, he grows into Santa, right?
Santa slips off his roof.
Yeah, so.
And then disappears. He puts on the suit.
Yeah.
And he becomes Santa.
Yeah, so I don't need to watch it. I mean, I get it. It's one of those things, time is, why am I going to watch it now? I know it. I don't need to. It's Tim Allen and he turns into Santa. And then there's the elf. I've seen parts of it. I've seen scenes, but I've never sat down, play. Here we go.
Oh. Man, I thought you were like
it's a weird one. I know. Even
Santa
I don't
Claus
believe it.
Hardo.
Yeah,
like,
that's.
Wow.
But I love the character. Like I still very high on the list.
I've got one that's even going to up yours.
Get out of here.
I swear to God. Swear to God. First of all, my other one is it's been a tough fantasy football year for me. I'm only in 2 semifinals out of 11 leagues. 11 leagues.
11?
Missed the playoffs.
Boy,
in 4.
it better be those money leagues.
No, here's
it better be the.
It's not.
No.
Well, one of them is. Well, 2 of them are actually. So yeah, I guess I'm in the semifinal in a couple money leagues. So
Like if you put in a bunch of money, but it's just the fun leagues. You're still.
I think it's finally time to dial back a couple.
Yeah.
I just get so overwhelmed with.
Well, think about it this way. First year being in the CFL Fantasy League, and that took a lot of time and attention and just let's be honest, energy from you.
Well, let's be honest, the greatest CFL fantasy team of all time was a juggernaut.
So you put all that time and effort into that.
So maybe that's what happened here.
You're spread too thin.
I've got a couple of really good lineups in the teams that are still going, but I feel like I need to dial it back to like 8. I need to get to like a steady 8 fantasy leagues, and that would be the key. My other confession, and maybe I've confessed this before on the old station, but I have never sat down and watched Die Hard from start to finish. Not once. I know of it. I know about it.
Yeah.
I've watched some of it.
He crawls through the thing.
He crawls through the thing. He says, yippee-ki-yay.
Carl Winslow.
Carl Winslow is in it.
See, you know enough.
Hans Gruber is that bad guy.
Yeah.
But I have never sat down and watched Die Hard from start to finish. Like popped in the DVD and watched it.
But what's the hunger? You've just said the synopsis of the whole movie. Why would you need to then?
Have you seen Die Hard start to finish?
I think I have. Again, I've seen bits and bites and parts of it. But I don't know if I can consciously say I've sat down, pressed. You know, you have to sit down. You have to have a movie night. You press play and you watch it, and then you don't stop until the credits start rolling at the end. I've never done that. I don't think with Die Hard nor the Santa Claus.
The only thing I can think of with Die Hard is my dad watching it. Because when did Die Hard come out? When did Die Hard come out?
90, 80.
Early 90s? Late 80s? 88. So what am I going to do? I'm going to watch Die Hard when I'm 7 years old, right? And then by the time you get to your let's say I'm 20 in 2001, nobody's talking about Die Hard anymore. I'm not going to watch it when I'm 21 with my buddies. All I wanted to do was party. So I'm not going to sit down with the boys and watch Die Hard. So it came up in a window where I was like, sorry, I guess I just didn't become Die Hard guy. But I think I remember watching it as a child while my dad was watching it.
Yeah,
so
but you don't
I know
have
it's
the
a great action movie and stuff.
Die Hard is great. Some old movies don't hold up, but this one is amazing. That comes in from Red. The confessions in both of you today are Gasp, Just Gasp from Oily Sink.
I'm very surprised because you talk about Scott Calvin like he's your favorite movie of all time. And I don't ever talk about I'm not dropping Die Hard one-liners around the office. So it probably didn't even surprise you.
But I also, I'm not dropping Calvin. I don't know. I couldn't read you a line from the Santa Claus. But I just know Tim Allen going through like a physical metamorphosis really gets me going.
It's a great
not
movie.
enough to watch
Santa
the movie,
Claus is a great
but just
movie.
to observe from afar. Yeah. I like that middling. He's putting on a few pounds. Doesn't really know what's happening. Kind of got a Mrs. Doubtfire vibe going on there.
People are pretty rattled by the voice here today. This is why we do confessions, man.
I thought that was a safe spot.
This is supposed to be a safe place. It's supposed to be a safe place. Senior Boots is what's with all the typing we can hear? Man, you type really loud? Yes,
I don't know.
Really
like,
loud.
well,
we gotta get like a quieter keyboard for you or something.
Is
that like
no typing?
Let me feel this keyboard. Let me feel this. I was gonna touch your keyboard. Let's
give it a type.
I'm gonna give it a type. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty loud keyboard.
That's going straight in the nasty chat.
Oh, was it? Hit enter. Maybe I did a word. Nope, definitely didn't do a word.
Well, but that's a project for the new year, I think.
Big Maple says 45 pounds in a week. That's Scott Calvin.
Is that Scott Calvin?
Or me in my first year of university. Once I found out Lethbridge had a Wendy's, man, it was on.
Or Spengler and those Malteser bars, hey?
Nah.
Boys, the door is wide open for Tommy G to win the draft with the double Die Hard if you guys haven't seen it. But it doesn't matter if we've seen it or not. It goes to the vote. I can draft the entire cast list of the Santa Claus. Haven't seen a minute. Doesn't matter, right? Like you don't have to see the movie to draft the characters.
I'm going to say,
and I bet you Tom's never seen any of the movies we've been talking about this morning.
I think both of the main two Die Hard characters slide to at least third round.
Oh yeah.
I don't think God love you and you Die Hard hardos, but I just don't think you're using first couple round picks.
Might be a secret weapon late to kind of try to.
Now, with that being said, there is a villain category. There's a hero category, and they're going to be up near the top.
What's his name? McGruber?
Yeah, McGruber.
It's a pretty recognizable name in terms of villains, so maybe that's.
Yeah, it's McClane and McGruber from Die Hard, and Tommy will draft him.
Carl Winslow, I guess, could be a hero from that movie, right? Isn't he a hero? He's the cop outside the building.
Isn't he just Carl Winslow?
There's a crossover here, right?
Just a crossover.
There's a crossover. Yeah.
I'm almost certain that's what it is. Guys, confession. I went and picked up Broncos and Bills in every fantasy league. I missed the playoffs. I love that matchup, versus the Patriots. Salty commish. Beef nips. Confession. Scored the second most fantasy points in playoffs last night and lost by like 40. I needed 82 from Hurts and Brown. Ah, my God. That one stings. That stings. That sucks. Confession. I'd rather have a really well-done burger with fries and good gravy than a Christmas spread. Wow. Interesting.
I'm kind of miffed on the well-done burger part of it, too.
Yeah, clearly an American texting in.
Cooked like a shoe.
A well-done burger with fries and a good gravy than a full Christmas spread.
Define Christmas spread.
The turkeys and the stuffing and that
Oh, cabbage rolls and tomato aspic.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
I mean, look, I love a good burger and fries, but how would you rather that than turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing and the cabbage rolls, like Eric said? Like,
I mean, if there's a restaurant or a place where you offered, I could go get a Christmas spread June 20th, then maybe I could understand, but you can't get Christmas spread. I mean, that's the thing. We're in a window here of Christmas spreads. You got about 2-3 weeks.
I'll get you a burger and fries anytime you want. You can't get a nice old slice of turkey whenever you want.
Hell of an idea, though.
Oil 5 Darling says, guys, it's Hans Gruber. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's McGruber. But
Yeah,
thanks for messaging us. That's great. Guys, I had Kyron Williams and James Cook. I would have beat everybody in the league except one person, my opponent. And just like that, I'm gone. That's tough, man. Fantasy football, it's a sickness. We're all sick puppies, every single one of us. All right, there's your confessions. That's for Spectrum Rental. I don't know if they rent trees for Christmas, but they should get it done at Spectrum Rental. Keep your job on time with Spectrum Rental. They'll get you taken care of there. All right, let's get to a sports update. And boy, what a third hour we have. I'm gonna run and take a quick leak while you're doing this.
Sure, you want to be prepared.
I've been drinking all this water and tea, trying to combat the tired voice, and so now I got to take a quick leak.
I'll make sure you look nice for Bruce as well.
But it's true. I got to go in and fix my Valen Camus t-shirt and fix my CFL hat and be ready for Filthy Bruce. He's going to hop on around 8:30 this morning. Very much looking forward to that. If you would like to play Kind of Easy Trivia this morning, text YouTube Trev right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Let YouTube Trev know you'd like to play for a Mr. Mike's gift certificate, 780-218-9999. Kind of Easy Trivia coming up. 3 questions too many. If you have any questions for 3 questions too many, send them to the same number. Bruce Boudreau on an opportunity to coach Canada at the Spengler Cup coming up here around 8:30. We'll also find out who his top 3 favorite wrestlers are of all time. So we'll get into that as well. But let's get to a sports update for United Sport and Cycle. Your home of the holidays at United Sport and Cycle, man. You got to swing by there. Christmas time.
Tell me ESDL sent you.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay. Monday Night Football saw Drew Lock pass for just over 200 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts a pair of picks. Seahawks holding on to defeat the Eagles 2017. Seattle improving to 7-7. The loss dropping Philly to 10-4. The Edmonton Oilers embark on a 3-game road trip prior to Christmas. It begins tonight against the Islanders as Edmonton look to snap a 2-game slide. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 4 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And, of course, the post-game following tonight's action, taking your texts and reaction on the post-game show. It's one of 11 games around the NHL tonight. Raptors with a home win, 114-99 over the Hornets. Raps will host the defending champion Nuggets tomorrow night. Knicks upending the Lakers last night as well, 114-109 from LA, in which the Lakers raised their in-season tournament champions banner. College football bowl season continues on. Later this evening, it's the Miami Beach Bowl. The 8-4 University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners face the 6-6 Marshall Thundering Herd. Kickoff, 7 o'clock, Miami Beach Bowl. Sports update for United Sport and Cycle, a 4th-generation, family-owned and operated business in the heart of Old Strathcona. United's been supporting hockey in our community for over 95 years.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
You extend that one a little bit?
We were like right on time.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
completely flawless. Yeah.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it, buddy. Nielsen Show Uninterrupted. Coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. Bruce Boudreau around 8:30 on spending the holidays with me in Davos, which should be pretty fun. If you have any questions for 3 Questions Too Many, you can submit those right now. 780-218-9999. We got some good ones already sitting there. We'll certainly get to that. The hangout coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. Ryan Meyer and Lucas Holt. That sounds weird to say.
The whale and the wolf.
Yeah.
Or the wolf and the whale. 2
members from the Smash It EST band, Whale and the Wolf. They will be with Maddie and Tommy. Maddie is going to wear, he told me he's going to wear black button-up shirt open today with an undershirt underneath because apparently that looks back in.
Oh, so you guys can all coordinate? Like you, Tom, and him have kind of a
They told
similar...
me I can't wear T-shirts underneath if they have like things on them. Like a logo or something.
Oh, so it has to be a plain, yeah. Does it have to be a deep V as well? I heard you talking to Tom.
Tommy had the deep V on yesterday. I'm not wearing a deep V. I'm a high neck guy.
Too
the last
deep.
thing I need is my man cleavage popping out on shows.
You got like a 6-pack of turtlenecks for Switzerland, hey? The old Spengler. That'd fit in really well. You would look at a place like turtleneck. That's a big thing there, I'd assume.
Could not be turtleneck guy. Never could.
But you...
Not for me over there.
But that's...
I don't live an extra life. I don't live a different life over there. I live
You're eating the
boring
Maltesers. You're
Canadian dusty life over there.
Put on the scarf, you know?
Have a bunch of Lindor Lints. I can get those over here. I don't know. They taste better over
They're
there. What can I
great.
say? All right. Who's going to play kind of easy trivia today?
Today we have Mark.
Mark is going to play today, trying to get his hands on a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. I've been, like, a lot of people have been doing their Christmas parties at Mr. Mike's, which is a great idea. Like sirloin bites for everybody, the whole crew.
You all get the lampshade.
Be real nice.
And as we said, that Mr. Mike's in the hotel, it feels like you're in a... feels like you're on vacation. Like
it's a very unique experience at Mr. Mike's up in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave and Mark Messier Trail. It's a classic Mike burger, man. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, for the burglar they're texting in.
For 35 years.
Go have your Christmas supper at Mr. Mike's, right?
Yes. I would love that.
For the Burger Man.
I would love it. All right. Who's playing it? Mark. Mark's playing. Let's go to Mark today. Mark, you ready to go?
Yeah, you bet.
All right, here we go. I'll start the ticker. I have to read the first question. You need 3 of 5. Do not let us down, all right?
I'll try not to.
All right, here we go. Which team won the NFL Monday Nighter?
Seattle.
What position does DK Metcalf play?
Receiver.
Who do the Oilers play tonight?
Islanders.
Name one player on the Islanders.
Dawson.
Which tournament is Bruce Boudreau coaching this Christmas?
Spangler.
Boom. 5 for 5. Don't mind if I do.
No! Oh my God. Damn it, Shake, stop it!
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment. Totally. People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV. That's stupid. It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just
I'm
so stoked.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Tuesday morning Club Beat Loop provided by Mark today. Nailed it. 5 for 5. Got to be pretty happy about that one. You can text us anytime. Paris Jewelers inbox. Go see our friends at PJ's today. 22 locations, Paris Jewelers, all across the country. Buy now, pay later. They've got great flexible financing options. So, if you need a little bit of extra time to pay for something special, you want to get somebody for the holidays, you can get that done at Paris Jewelers. Visit them online at parisjewelers.com. Do not pay for 1 year. And if you're thinking about popping the question, you can get it done at Paris Jewelers. Propose now, pay later with our friends at PJ's. And make it romantic, too. I was walking down Candy Cane Lane with my wife on Saturday, and I had to apologize again for how lame my proposal tour was when we got married, So, because I brought it up, I said, Lieutenant Eric, he got engaged right here at Candy Cane Lane. And she goes, oh, that sounds romantic. I said, yeah, it probably was. And she says, way more romantic than your proposal. And I was like, she'll never let me live that down. But what are you supposed to do? Then not all wedding proposals can be special. High expectations, right? I set the tone low, which I think worked out really well. Did you just go have a leak too?
Well, yeah, it's like, when you see somebody yawn and then you're like, I was like, might as well, I could go for one of those.
You too, Trev, do you have to go pee?
No, I'm good.
All right. It's okay if you do. Bunch of pee boys here. Yeah. Somebody said, Dusty, you didn't wash your hands. I did wash my hands.
Yeah.
And not only that, I also blew my nose.
Wow.
That's how much I got done.
Wow.
So you guys doing that update?
Yeah, I thought that was a quick...
I turned it around quick.
Slap and tickle.
No.
Blowing in the nose, too. That's a...
No slap, no tickle. No slap, no tickle. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today for the great staff over at Park Mazda, where I know Park Mazda employees aren't supposed to know this, but I heard Mitch is giving out huge bonuses this year.
Oh.
Sorry, Mitch.
You know where that was going.
Yeah. Do you have a liner for the segment?
Yeah, 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and Mitch Lewicki, who just missed out on the waiver claim of Nathan Rourke yesterday. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Much like the Texans just missed out.
Yeah.
He was a sought-after individual.
For Rourke, I will say, much better to land in New England than with the Texans. It's
that
the C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence thing.
Exactly. It's that same thing happening over again. So I whatever happens to his career as a Patriot, but yes, certainly the guys in front of him.
Trev,
will be
what are you
less.
looking at right now?
You'll never guess who's here with so many goodies. It looks like
Santa Claus.
Whale and the Wolf.
Matt Iwanek.
Well, why?
Luke's here. Luke's here.
Of course, we would guess it.
Look at that. Look how much stuff. Oh my gosh, I can't get over.
There he is.
I can't get over.
I don't know how you. I love Trev. You're the best. Trev goes.
You'll never
guess who's here. One of our guests who's coming in.
The buns we were expecting.
Yeah, I suppose.
The very person we were expecting showed up.
Man, that's awesome.
You'll never guess. You'll never guess. All right. Do you have a... Did Dusty propose at the local 7-Eleven in Lethbridge or something? No. I proposed to my wife in our room in a condo we were renting in Fort Mac. And the ring, I was so nervous, fell out of my hand into a pile of laundry. So I had to get it and pull it out of there. And as she reminded me on Saturday night, she had a migraine at the time. So I really picked like the worst possible time to propose. But it's because I procrastinated. My original plan was to ask her to marry me at the Emerson Drive concert. But I went in day of to buy the ring. Like the day of the concert. They're like, sir, this won't be here till next week. And I was like, oh. Okay, then I guess I won't ask her to marry me tonight.
See, but hell of a story.
Yeah, I mean, there's
in the end, right?
They're all fan. They're all. Hey, to me, it's romantic, right? I think. Nice work, Dusty. I asked my wife to marry me down in Denver while she was sick, puking in a garbage can in a Super 8. I looked at her and said, "Well, want to get married?" And she said, "Still hates me for it." That's a tough one.
Really got her cornered there, hey?
Yeah.
She says, no, you just leave, and she's by herself now sick. I mean, you kind of...
All right, let's get into this. 3 questions. We have Bruce Boudreau hopefully coming up. I mean, we'll see if everything connects properly, but we should have Bruce via video around 8:30 this morning. Question number 1. Guys, you're about 25 hours away from the Christmas draft. What will end up being the key to a victory? I guess without giving up. Man, something smells delicious. Lucas, you smell terrific. God, that's real nice. What's the key here?
Staying sober.
That's going to be tough. I plan on drinking a lot tomorrow. Man, maybe that is the key.
It's going to be it's last day. We're having a Christmas party. You know,
6 o'clock or
there's a
Christmas
lot
party.
of hoopla that will be going around.
So much hoopla.
And I think it's important that you remain focused. Drink your water tonight. Take your vitamins.
Yeah,
right?
I've been drinking water
Maybe take a
all day, right?
multivitamin
24
before you go to bed. Focus with everything else going on. I'm sure Tom will have a few distractions. I know he said he might dress down more casual for the Wednesday party.
I'm going to have my Santa suit on.
Yeah, well, that type of thing.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of bright lights and sounds and smells, and so I think just keeping focused and have a what's Tommy call him, a libation?
A libation, yeah. Bartholomew libation. Look, the way the draft's going to be set up when it's tweeted out to the world, our categories will be at the top, and then all the open categories below, right? So, I mean, do we all have to move on like Santa early or an elf early, or can we start to fill up some of these open categories, right? Like, for example, Milne takes Clark Griswold first overall.
Where does that go?
It's going to end up in the 7th spot on the list.
You know how people read these days. You read the first line, nobody
And
cares
they go,
what's
I'm
out
gonna
there.
vote there. They don't read
First
all the way
name,
down.
yeah.
So, I mean, maybe it comes down to hammering out these categories. Maybe it comes to getting Scott Calvin and having him at the top of the list from the smash hit movie, Santa Claus.
Not to give too much away, but I do like filling out these specific categories and then leaving the rest to just fill in the open. Because there's always a lot of open.
But then do you
want
use
to
the
hit your
first round
categories
pick on somebody that you're throwing into your open category tomorrow?
I don't think you can.
You don't think you can?
There's value. You can fill that open category with so much value late. I don't know if you'd waste, again, bottom of the marquee there.
It's going to be a tough call, man. It's going to be a really tough call.
Thought first overall was easy. A slam dunk. Not so much.
Milne, it might be in your best interest to pass on Clark Griswold.
Phone's on.
It might be in your best interest. If you want to deal the pick, we're all eyes and ears over here.
Maybe you could package it in with a seat.
We have not
seat and pick swap.
We have not had a trade during an EST draft yet. Now to throw that on new commish, Quinn Phillips, might be tough to do at that moment. Question number 2. Guys, what would you set the odds at of the Oilers sweeping these 3 games out east before Christmas? Rangers one will be tough, right? If they play the way that they played, even up to that Tampa game, they should get the Devils and Islanders. It's just a matter of, does Pickard play against the Devils, and then he's been fine the last couple of starts, so it might be okay there.
40%.
40%. That's probably reasonable.
Would you go a little higher or a little lower?
I'd probably go a little bit lower.
Sweep's tough.
Probably
road
yeah,
sweep.
I mean, because the Rangers are going to be a tough game in itself, and then you just don't. I mean, the Devils and Islanders aren't pushovers. It's
No.
It's not like you're going on that trip down to Anaheim and San Jose here.
But
right?
yeah, you should be able to if you're playing your game, right?
Yeah, Matty Wanek walking in with a toolkit. That's amazing to me.
You'll never guess who just walked in.
Matty Wanek. Trev, you're on fire today. You're on fire with your never guess who walked in jokes. Mind you, it is a fun game to play. Right.
After you guess correctly.
This is the exact order I would have figured this. Lucas, Matty, Raimai,
Tom. That's it.
Tommy. At some point later on in the morning. Question number 3. Well, here's a good one. I was going to get to another one. We have a bunch of questions trickling in here. Let's get to this one from H.E. Pennypacker. Watched Home Alone last night. In your opinion, who is the biggest jerk? Kevin, Uncle Frank, or Buzz? Buzz would be a good villain,
Yeah,
actually.
I assume this is Home Alone 1. Like it's
Home Alone 1,
It's
yeah.
Buzz. Uncle Frank is just like a
Frank is a
he's
prick,
just
though.
an angry old man, but
he
he
said
can't.
to a kid, "Look what you did, you little jerk."
Well, because in Uncle Frank's defense, the kid did something and Frank got mad. But Buzz is really the one that makes that household. You take him out of there, and I think you can find a lot of peace and tranquility within that household. But Buzz knows what he's doing. Buzz's girlfriend, Woof. I mean, he's got the name, he's got the haircut, he's got the look. He's a POS. A piece of crap.
I'm distracted by a weird text from Milne right
Trade
now.
proposal?
No. Question for Madam Commissioner. If someone is taken in one category, are they off the board entirely, or can they be taken in another category that also works? You can't take them in two categories. What are you talking about?
You're taking Scott Kelvin twice?
Yeah, what are you talking about, Milne?
Now he's trying to throw you off now. Now he's making all these weird questions and statements.
I'm coming back at him hard here. No, there will be different Grinches selected because there's different Grinches in different shows. But when has anybody ever been allowed to be drafted in two categories? What are we even doing here?
Asking the question to me seems a little. Have you?
I feel like Glue Guy's trying to start something here.
Yeah.
There's really no there's no discussion.
Maybe we call him Buzz when he shows up tomorrow, eh?
So did you say Buzz is the biggest jerk?
Yes.
Yeah, it would probably be Buzz. No, man, I'd say Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank didn't even care. I guess Buzz didn't care either. Neither of those guys cared once they were on the plane and even found out. Plus, Uncle Frank was on the plane stealing things. On the plane. Remember, he was stealing the salt and pepper shakers and stuff. Frank was a piece of garbage. However, I will say this. Rewatching that with my kids this year, Kevin McAllister was a little prick. Kevin deserved a lot of what he got, which I guess is the moral of the story. You he cares about his family more. But if Kevin McAllister was my kid, I would have banned him upstairs, and I probably would have left him behind on purpose. He was a little jerk. Frank called a spade a spade. He was. Atifa's just in and says, "Look who just walked in. Tommy G and Paul Coffey." Hey guys, what about the jerk that pounds Pepsi and pees the bed? And Kevin is supposed to bunk up with him? Now that's the real jerk. Yeah, that's Fuller. Lay off the Pepsi, Fuller.
Well, Fuller's just living his life.
Adam from Lloyd with that text today. Penner's Pancake says, that's true, Dusty. Well, yeah, Kevin McAllister was he's not Merman Thurman or whatever his name is.
Thurman.
From Thurman Merman from Bad Santa. That kid just meant extremely well. He just wanted to make sandwiches and make everybody happy. Kevin was a bit of a jerk. Imagine the plot twist here if somebody drafted Kevin McAllister and put him into the villain category.
Then you pick Rita McNeil and put her in the hero category, right?
That
she saves the day.
That would be amazing. What's Milne mean? You're funny. What's that even mean?
He's trying to get in your head. This is a classic. He's trying to...
Oh, Quinn! How about the response from the commish? When a character is taken, the character's off the board. Next question, because that one was stupid. Holy smokes.
Well, it was a stupid question.
Well, yeah, it was, yeah.
She ain't wrong.
It was a stupid question.
Maybe that's... he's already getting in the bad books of the commish, eh?
Yeah.
On the eve of the draft.
I like how spicy it is now. If Quinn wanted to, she could step up, take that first overall pick away, and just bump everybody up one.
If she really wanted to exact her authority, right?
Yeah, bump everybody up one.
It'd get my attention.
Strummy says the real question is which Mind Slime movie, I think he meant Home Alone, but it autocorrected to Mind Slime, is better, 1 or 2? It's hands down 2.
Yeah.
He only defends the house for 10 minutes in the original. Rest of the movie's filler. Second movie was action-packed and funnier.
Yeah, one lays the groundwork. They realize their mistakes. It's New York. It's star-studded. You got the Donald in there, right? He's walking through the hotel and everything.
Yeah.
The cheese
pervert.
pizza. Rita McNeil. Say the two turtle doves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I prefer 2 any day of the week.
I think
take 2
Bird
any day of the
Lady
week.
probably gets drafted in this draft.
Rita McNeil.
It's kind of a deeper draft. I think she probably gets picked. Somebody's in the nasty chat and says, Quinn is going to save this show. I don't even know what Milne was thinking. Where would you so let's say we drafted let's say what's that get McGruber or whatever his name is from Die Hard. Let's say we draft him, put him into the villain category. then somebody else can just draft him and put him in open? Like, that's what Milne's asking here.
No. That is a dumb question, to quote the commission. You guys are taking over for Iwanek, being strict on the draft and letting someone being taken in different categories. Long live Iwanek the commission. That comes in from Johnny Accountant.
Iwanek the commission. This is no longer a dictatorship. This is a... We're now talking about things together. You know, it's working out extremely well.
But Johnny Accountant's theory is that we put somebody in the commissioner's seat as maybe a puppet of us, and now we're pulling the strings.
Quinn is nobody's puppet.
That's what he's saying.
Quinn is nobody's puppet. Look what she just said to Milne. Next question, because that one was stupid. Does that sound like a puppet to you? It doesn't sound like a puppet to me. Doesn't sound like a puppet to me at all. Pat Maroon's Bib says, Commish Quinn is going to drop the hammer and allow Maddie to participate in the draft. Well, wouldn't that be something?
No prep, just going in there. I love it.
Milne is out. Iwanek is in with the first overall pick.
Let's go.
Holy smokes.
He interviews himself pre-draft.
Joel says, what if Quinn cancels last minute? Who's going to fill in? That would be epic. Well, under protest, it would probably have to be the only other person that works here. YouTube Trev.
Oh, God.
Trev is just shaking his head right now. This text is, it says, Maddie is laughing from his 25th floor penthouse. Guys, the entire McAllister family is dysfunctional. It really was, wasn't it?
It's just picking your favorite flavor type of.
Guys, did you know that Kevin's ticket gets thrown away with the pizza? I found that out in a meme yesterday. Interesting wrinkle. Oh yeah, I knew that. It all ties. Look, it's very well done, right? He hammers into Buzz. They spill milk all over the place. Milk that they were trying to get rid of, which I guess was convenient. But they spill milk on some of the tickets. The dad, classic dad move, not paying attention, grabs some napkins, wipes things up, grabs Kevin's ticket, throws it away. Then the boys in the van, and they count him by accident. So then they think they have all the kids, and it's just this very fun series of events.
And then speaking of which, Peter McAllister, I mean, that guy is I don't know how you define or describe him. I mean, if you're calling the whole McAllister family jerks, like he's the head one.
He's a simp.
I don't know. People always say, how does he pull in the money for that house and the vacations and not being able to hold things together? You want to take my bags, Kevin?
Yeah, do we ever find out?
You let your son take all the money? No, it's all... He's probably involved in Die Hard in some way.
Guys, the only explanation would be if he meant a character and actor being able to be drafted separately, like Scott Calvin and then Tim Allen as someone else potentially. Yeah, but I don't... No. This doesn't have to be rocket science here. This is going to be pretty basic, I would think. Guys, do you know that Fuller is actually Kevin's brother in real life? Yeah, that's Kieran McCulkin, right? Fuller?
Succession.
Yeah, the Succession guy.
You're a big...
Yeah, well, big time Succession guy myself here. So anyway, the debate continues on this Christmas movie draft. We'll see how it works out tomorrow. But it should be pretty good. And lots of discussion here on Home Alone. Because, pretty brilliant movie.
A classic.
There's obviously
classics.
A few things to discuss. Looks like we have Bruce. He's just going to connect his camera properly. He's connected. Get his camera set up. And then he will join us to talk about an opportunity at the Spengler Cup, which could be an absolutely amazing time for him. Canada needs to get a dub here. Last time at the Spengler Cup, Canada did not play well at all. It was actually kind of a disappointing affair, but try to get it back on track right now with Bruce Boudreau as head coach, getting to be on Canadian bench for the first time in his career. We'll certainly get to that one. And you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We've got the hangout coming up here a little bit later on as well. I think we have Bruce just flip his phone. If he just
I like it like
flip
that.
his phone side. Yeah, it was just there we go.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Bring it back. Bring it back one more time. There we go. We'll flip it around. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's bring in Bruce Boudreau this morning. Joins us, has an opportunity to coach at the Spengler Cup, and I'll be heading over there on Saturday. Be my 4th time broadcasting the Spengler. It's an absolutely amazing event, and Bruce Boudreau is going to have a chance to coach Team Canada. Bruce, good morning. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm just getting a little more excited every day.
Yeah, no doubt. This is a huge opportunity for you. I don't know if you were aware, but we've been doing our show for like 15 years, and we had a segment on our show called Filthy Bruce for about the last 7 or 8. Ever since your rant there with the Washington Capitals, we've mixed in some F-bombs into some of your other post games along the way. So you've become a legend on this show for us, and it's meant a lot, and it's awesome to have a chance to catch up with you today, Bruce.
Well, I'm glad I could swear myself into.
Let it all out.
Into legendary status. That's what's happened here. Okay, let's dive into let's start with the Spengler Cup. Obviously, a huge opportunity. You were supposed to be on the staff a few years back, weren't you, Bruce?
Yeah, when Claude Julien was the head coach. It was we didn't know if we were going to the Olympics or not or whatever on those things, but there was a tournament in Russia. Then there was the Spengler Cup, and that's what we were supposed to do. And then if the NHL opted out, we were going to be coaches for the Olympic team. As it turned out, when I was in Ottawa and we were going over our meetings for this, that Vancouver had called, and so I end up going to Vancouver and taking that head job there. And so I missed out on the Spengler Cup, which everybody has told me how great a tournament it is. I mean, I've gotten calls from an awful lot of friends that are in Europe right now saying, oh, you're going to have a tremendous time. It's so awesome. And I've heard about it for so long. I'm really looking forward to going there and getting something done.
Yeah, it's an absolutely amazing experience. I've been there a few times now, and you're going to absolutely love it. Davos is just incredible. The arena is fascinating, unlike anything else you'll ever see. So what does it mean for you to actually coach Team Canada at an international event?
Well, I mean, you got to know me. I know I'm way over patriotic, and something I've wanted to do forever. And I mean, when they asked me, I didn't even let them finish the words. And I said it'd be an honor. I said, Brad, and there was the same thing when Tom Rennie phoned me the year before. I said I'd walk over there if you let me. I've always wanted to be part of something that had the Canadian flag on it, and like I said, very patriotic about this, and very convinced that Canada's got the best hockey people in the world, and I want to go over there and bring back the gold again, and to show people that we're the number one country in the world when it comes to hockey.
Have you taken up a role in building the roster, or is that kind of left to the management team?
No, that's left to the management team because we're over here in North America. We don't really know the European players and the way it works over there. Who's eligible, who's not. So I mean, Brad Pascal, Joe Thornton, Nat Damicelli, and the 2 assistant coaches from over there, Larry Neal and Jeff Tomlinson. They sort of know the landscape of who's there and all of those things. And Jim Playfair and myself, who's the assistant I chose from over here, is we're going to go over and we're going to coach the team and try to get to know the guys as quick as possible. I mean, I coached Daniel Winnick and for 5 years, and he's over there, so he's the only one I really know as far as a player being over there.
Yeah, Winnick's been over there for a long time, played in this event a number of times as well. What about coaching in a tournament setting? You said you got to kind of get to know these guys right away and figure out what team you have, and there's really no room in the tournament for much of a letdown. So what's the biggest challenge about that for a coaching staff?
Well, I mean, it's unlike taking a team. Like, I mean, I could have taken, just say, for example, taken over Davos, and they're a team already, and you just go in there and you make a few tweaks, and you hope that the guys are going better. Here, everybody's from different areas, so it's like an all-star team being pulled together and in one day making them a team. And I think that's I wouldn't call it a struggle. That's the real challenge of the whole thing. Um, Fortunately for me, I've been I've taken over a couple NHL teams in the middle of the season, and we've had success right away. So, pretty well going to go by that template and see how it works with these guys, and hopefully it'll work right away. We have basically one practice.
Yeah.
One practice, and then we play. If we lose that game, then we get another practice in. If we no, if we lose that game, we don't get another practice because we play the next day. But if we win that game, we get an off day to practice again. So, to me, winning game one is really paramount if we want to get better as the tournament goes on.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think there's a Christmas Day practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Christmas Day practice, and then things get rolling right away. And you're right. To win that first game goes a long way, gets you a little bit of rest earlier in the tournament, and then obviously it moves along. How do you – I know I've asked this of a few coaches. Like Travis Green was there. Mac T was there one of the years that I did it. Is there much of a pre-scout for coaches for an event like this? Can you really dive into much?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest dive in is I've been watching European games.
Okay.
On my computer and seeing um, how different it is or how not different it is. And that's the basic, I mean, because you're looking at jerseys and that. I don't know the players, I mean, when I'm looking at these guys, but I mean, how they play and the similarities they play as to how we play over here. And I mean, the biggest difference obviously is the rink size. And I had a chance to talk to, quite a few of the coaches that have been over there, and to see what their thought process is, and I'll continue to do that today. Is talk to a couple of people that I really respect that have gone over to Europe and coached in short tournaments and had success. So you put all of those things in, and then I just think like when I took over Washington or Vancouver or Anaheim, and you go in there and you do what you do on the first day, and hopefully it turns out real well, and that's what I'm planning on.
Bruce Boudreau with us here on the show this morning. As I mentioned, you become a show legend for us over the last decade, so we've wanted to chat with you for a long time. So we have a lot of other things that we would like to discuss with you as well. I'll start it here. Who gave you the nickname Gabby? I know you came because you talked a lot, but who was the guy that gave you that initial nickname?
Name was Pat Riley. He was my trainer in Junior B in 1969.
In Junior B, and
Yeah.
it stuck with you, hey?
Well, you know what, and it's a 1 minute story, but I mean, back in the day, there's no cell phones or anything else. So if you're playing in Toronto, and when you leave after the season, you go to all parts of the city, you never see each other. So I mean, our first day coming back to camp in Junior B, I mean, I'm seeing the guys that I haven't seen, my teammates since last April, and I guess the coach had to tell me to shut up 2 or 3 times meeting, and the trainer said, "You're a Gabby effer," and and Doc stayed on the team. They called me that all year. Then the big thing was that whole team, which was a fabulous hockey team, went up and played Major A the next year, and we won the Memorial Cup. But 10 of us or 12 of us from the Junior B team went, so they still knew me as that. And then with the rest of the guys, it just kept catching on, and that I guess my name stuck.
Bruce, Slapshot, I know you've probably gone over this a multitude of times with a lot of different people, but just walk us through 1977, Paul Newman, your apartment. You're part of the movie, part of the cast. Can you walk us through the time it was for you in being a part of that movie, Slapshot, the cult classic?
Yeah, I mean, it was I would have never have thought of it as a great experience. I mean, when it was happening, or an experience that would last 45, 50 years, and people still talk about it today. But did it, and some cool things happened that you remember. Like, I mean, the use of my apartment in the movie. seeing the dailies one night with Paul Newman and George Roy Hill, just me and Dave Hansen, hanging out with the guys at the end of the party, end of the movie parties, and it to the matter of fact, I got a text the other day when they found out I was doing the Spengler Cup from Jerry Hauser, who was Killer Carlson, and
awesome.
and I hadn't talked to him. And well, I mean, the last time he texted me was when I got fired in Vancouver, but I haven't seen him for. So I mean, so I thought that was pretty cool. And these guys are phoning or texting me from the movie, so they remember the hockey players, but they're the actors at the same time, all texting me and wishing me well and all that stuff. So I thought that was pretty.
Did you offer up your apartment, or did they say, "Hey, we need an apartment, and we're taking yours"?
Okay, you know the story, so I'm going to reiterate it. Right? That was a lead in. I get it. We came in practice, and George Roy Hill said, "Hey guys, we need to do a scene today, and we need somebody who's got the messiest, rotten front part on the team." Everybody just stood up and pointed to me, and it was a surprise to me because I thought it was neat, even if I cleaned it in 6 months. But then they came over and I did get a free cleaning out of it, which was really the big deal for me. But I mean, but for $50 a month in 1977, you know, you weren't getting much more in downtown Johnstown.
Hey, your son is in coaching, correct? How often does he call you for advice?
We talk absolutely every day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and he now coaches the Niagara Ice Dogs of the OHL, and which is great because it's in his hometown, which was great. He was coaching in the East Coast League where he won a championship with Fort Wayne 2 years ago, and he had the opportunity to come home, and I thought it was a great stepping stone. I mean, more people see you in Major Junior than they do in the East Coast Hockey League. So I mean, their team was dead last in the country last year, and I mean, he took over about a month ago, and they're starting to pick up pretty good. They just won 2 out of 3, so he's doing great. I think he's got a great future in the game, and I hope he does. He's still in his 30s, and he's been coaching for 10 years, so he's got a good head start on a lot of people.
Last one for you, then we'll let you go, and we appreciate the time, and I look forward to seeing you over in Davos. Everybody knows you're a huge Kevin Owens fan, but who are your top 3 wrestlers of all time?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Jesus, you're digging deep now. But I mean, Bret Hart would have to be number 1. And I mean, I always stick with the Canadians. I mean, when you find out that they're Canadian wrestlers and stuff. I mean, but Bret Hart and Owen Hart and the whole Hart family, I've read the books about them and everything else, and I just you know, and anybody that owns a junior team that's a wrestler was top book, you know. So I mean, but he was number 1. I always liked like everybody else when wrestling first became a sort of pop culture in the 80s. I mean, with the Hogans and everybody else. But I always was a big Macho Man fan. But I mean,
oh yeah,
it's the only one that I've really met and talked. And actually, I talked to Adam Copeland a few times and Edge, and thought he was a great guy, and he's a great Leaf fan. But Kevin, I mean, we've seen each other a couple times now, especially after wrestling matches, and I've done a skit with him for wrestling, which was a pretty cool experience for me. But he'd be my favorite, and I just so down to earth. These guys have met, and you know, and I'm sure I'm going to meet more now. Now that once you get to know one, you get to know a couple of the guys. Realize how great of hockey fans they all are. They love the aggressive sports, and I think hockey's classified as that. So I mean, they're they're really good hockey fans, and I think they're great people. And the trouble the pain that they go through is amazing. What they do. So I mean, as phony as it might be, I mean, I don't want to be thrown off the top rope at any.
No chance. I'm with you on that one. Bruce, congrats on the Spangler opportunity here, man. I'll see you on Christmas Day over there for that first practice, and you are going to absolutely love the Spangler Cup. It is unlike anything else in hockey, and it's going to be quite the treat to see you coaching over there, man. Thanks for the time.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. And the goal is to bring back gold for Canada because we are the #1 hockey nation in the world, and we want to keep proving it every day.
This guy gets it. There's no doubt about it. Thanks a lot, Bruce. We'll talk to you later, man. There you go. That's Bruce Boudreau. Nailed it at the end there, didn't he?
Bruce, there it is, right?
Yeah,
Bruce, there was.
Actually, that was one of the things I wanted to get into with him. Just the whole Bruce, there it is movement in Vancouver. That must have been pretty cool, especially as a wrestling fan. To have the crowd chanting for you would have been nice to get into.
Talk about a movement. He's starting one this morning.
Well.
Bruce just stole my heart. He had my heart before, but now a Macho Man, he just stole my heart.
That was a great
You find out a little more about him.
I know
each
my
time.
buddy the Wuss would have because my buddy the Wuss was a huge Macho Man guy. He would have loved that one. I could have spent more time talking Attitude Era there. I mean, that's
step into a Malteser bar. Oh yeah.
That's good. This one says, please ask Bruce how he feels and what his reaction was to CM Punk returning to WWE. That one in from Shanzi. Maybe that's something I'll chat with him when we get over to Spangler.
When he hosts our pro wrestling pod.
Yeah.
In 2024.
That was a fun treat for us, man. We've loved Bruce Boudreau for a long time, so it was pretty fun to have him on the show today. And you know what? When I get over there, we'll talk about the Coach's Corner here on Edmonton Sports Talk with Bruce Boudreau. Would that not be something?
Talk about pulling a nation together, hey?
That would be absolutely amazing. I love that. All right, you can text us anytime. Let's get into the Orange and Blue Breakfast. The Edmonton Oilers are in action tonight as they take on the New York Islanders. The Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by our great partners over at Mobile One and Blue Water Lubricants. They are the lubiest in the business. If you need it lubed up, Mobile One will get it done for you. Edmonton Oilers, Mobile One, One Oil, many champions. And we've had people who've texted in and been like, guys, I just got Mobile One oil change because they support the show. So that's pretty awesome, actually. I like that one. I like that a lot. All right, let's get into it. Oilers and the Islanders tonight. We mentioned the Islanders have been playing relatively well. They've lost their last two. Prior to that, they'd gone on a nice little run.
Decent at home.
They are decent. Well, it's interesting because they've lost a bunch in overtime and shootout at home. So technically, they have 8 wins and 9 losses at home, but 6 of those losses they got a point.
Who are they? Hey?
Nobody knows.
Who are they?
Who are the New York Islanders? Well, let me tell you what their lineup looks like. Horvat between Barzal and Anders. That's a nice line.
Got a little point streak going too, I believe Bo Horvat does.
Is he on a little bit of a heater right now?
A little bit of a heater if you're going to look at any sort of individuals to pose danger tonight. I mean, he'd be one.
Brock Nelson, Pierre Engvall, Kyle Palmieri, J.G. Pajot, Julian Gauthier, Holmstrom, Cizikas, Clutterbuck, and Hudson Fasching on the left side of that line right now. Romanov, Dobson, Riley, Sebastian Aho, as they always say, not that Sebastian Aho, the other Sebastian Aho, Samuel Bolduc, and Robert Bertuzzo. You'd have to think it would be Sorokin between the pipes tonight. The Edmonton Oilers mixing things up a little bit, no doubt about that. McDavid with Hyman and Kane. Draisaitl with Fogle and Nuge. Got to come up with a name for the McLeod Brown line, right? There's got to be
780-218-9999, yeah.
McLeod, Brown, and Yamark, Hambling, Gagne, and Ernie. And then on blue line, Nurse, Ceci, Ekholm, Bouchard, Kulak, and Desharnais. They've been very fortunate. That's been a healthy blue line for quite some time for the Edmonton Oilers, which brings us to a list of players who aren't tough enough to play hockey tonight.
For the host New York Islanders, Oliver Wahlstrom listed as day-to-day this morning with an illness. And 4 players on the IR, Scott Mayfield, Ryan Pollock, Adam Pellick, and Matt Martin. And when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers, Dusty, as you mentioned, I mean, it's Dylan Holloway on the IR, and that's it.
All right, your key to an Oilers victory tonight? What do we got tonight? What's the key here?
The Islanders, again, in trying to discover who or what they may be, and I mentioned Bo Horvat, a point in 10 straight games, 4 goals, 6 assists. The Islanders are stymieing in the opening period in terms of allowing goals for, but that third, they allow quite a few. Stick with this one. I mean, if you are on the verge of getting goalied or the Islanders goalie seems to be on a game tonight, stick with it. Keep pressuring them, keep peppering them. This is a team that, although could be shall we say, a banana peel, and not so much because they're ahead of the Oilers in the standings, but they're not going to outskill the Oilers. They shouldn't outskill the Oilers with the names that we mentioned.
Definitely should not outskill the Edmonton Oilers.
So see some jumps, see some energy. Again, first game, 3 games prior to Christmas. Get out there, make a statement in that first period. If it doesn't click, stick with it and keep peppering, keep pestering, get the shot volume on, get the shot quality on. And I mean, you should see this one through unless it's it's one of those nights. And I'm talking about either crease. So
this is such a huge game because I know everybody's going to say, well, you're over-exaggerating, but they've lost 2 in a row. This is since this winning streak, they finally had a bad game. Now you bounce back. Not only are you looking to bounce back, but you've also switched up the line combinations. So, I'm not going to say it's a full-blown panic, but it was the last loss rattled you enough that you've decided to sort of switch things up.
And this 3-gamer doesn't get any easier. I know I had the Islanders slightly above the Devils this morning, but it's this is the one you have. Devils, Rangers Friday night as well, like Rangers Friday. That's going to be a tough end to this road trip. Got to make a little hay tonight, I'd say.
Game day prediction tonight. Let's see here. Game day prediction. I already got a McDavid for the Cool Bet hotline of the day. The over 1.5 points tonight. We're going to put together that little EST parlay tonight as well. Let's do this one. I like this one. Let's go Stuart Skinner, one of the 3 stars in the game tonight, right? Plays poorly, doesn't get the net back, ends up being one of the 3 stars in the game tonight. How about me being a glass half empty guy in honor of Stewie Skins, right?
The anti-goalie.
I think that's pretty important. Matty Iwanek, look at Matty Iwanek. Matty Iwanek comes rolling in. Now he's wearing this shirt here, the black shirt, but I thought we weren't allowed to have the
he's got an emblem on there?
we weren't allowed to have any things on underneath.
He's got an emblem on there?
Matty, show your first of all, what the hell are you doing? You're not the commissioner anymore. Sorry. Okay, so I thought you couldn't have a logo underneath. No,
plaid you can't.
Oh, of course not. Okay.
With a black solid shirt.
Show the Matty Iwanek slides in, almost ruins the show. Okay, so the black shirt on a black shirt with a logo. But I could also go black shirt, white shirt logo, any color shirt underneath.
With a black shirt.
Yeah, but just not with plaid.
Underneath.
Okay.
Not the plaid.
What if it's a blue button-up shirt? No? Man, I'm so not with the fashion times. I'm wearing the same Val and Camus shirt.
And that mask is cracking, eh?
That's
an old...
yeah, this mask is... Come on, I had my new Edmonton Sports Talk hoodie. But it's so warm in here when we first come in the morning. I could throw in a hoodie right now. It's a little bit chilly right now. All right, let's get into the grand finale of the show, brought to you by our great partners at William Huff. It is The Wrap. See how nice this place is? Your place could look this good, too. Just go to WilliamHuff.com. You'll see right there. They've been doing it since 1972. They do Rogers Place. They do Commonwealth. They do the EST offices. I think you can argue those are the 3 biggest sports spots in the city, right? Our doors people are always coming in.
Ask for the Dream Team.
Yeah.
And go visit them as well, because they have one of those buildings where they've wrapped their building, and it's kind of tricky to find the... It's a nice little...
Real sneaky boys.
It's a great example of what they do, so...
Bruce and the team, very, very... sneaky. Jenna says, is Matty goth now? The black on black?
I'm here for Chris Gaines, Matt Iwanek here.
God, would that not
be
be
goth
something?
years, yeah.
What'd you learn on the show today?
Well, I learned, and somebody DM'd me actually on Twitter, I'll have to dive into this, some sort of a fan fiction. Carl Winslow, never existed. And it's this Die Hard Family Matters mashup where he did something, and then the whole Family Matters is just basically him living with PTSD. So I'm going to have to dive into this one. It's as the guy that sent to me said, it's kind of wild. So I'll be doing that today.
We learned today that you have not watched the Santa Claus start to finish.
Scott Kelvin.
And I have not watched Die Hard start to finish. McGruber. So
And Joe Balanesky said when you were talking with Bruce Boudreau that he's never seen Slapshot, and he confessed that in the Nasty Chat.
I have seen Slapshot multiple times. I just don't necessarily love Slapshot.
That's
like
I understand.
I like Slapshot, but I'm never like, oh my god, Slapshot's the greatest movie of all time.
That's fine.
I like Slapshot, and if you can't accept that, then you come to the wrong place, I guess. We also learned that Bruce Boudreau is the beauty that we kind of expected him to be.
The beauty.
I feel like
the Bruce Boudreau beauty list.
I feel like he's such. That's actually a good name for the beauty list. I feel like he's such a good dude. We could have kept him for 2 hours, and he wouldn't even once been like, "Sorry guys, I gotta go." Like,
Well, until he
just
talks
been
to
like-
his son, who he talks to every day. I mean, that too. Like, it was just like everything he says is just adorable. I love it all. I watch the games on my computer.
On my computer. I watch games on my
Of
computer.
course you do. Like,
that was great. And then I loved seeing it, how much he smiled when he said, "I talked to my son."
I know.
Every
It was
day.
a proud
I was just
moment.
Like, God. Like, I talk to my dad quite a bit, especially now because he's HR daddy.
Sure,
But,
yeah. In a working relationship, but
Yeah. Hey, Trev, who's here?
You'll never guess. Tom Gazzola.
I'll guess. It's 4 minutes before the hangout starts. Tommy Gazzola is here. He's in the house. But yeah, we learned Bruce Boudreau. Man, I hope Bruce delivers Canadian championship with the Spengler boys. It was a tough tournament for them last year. They won in 2019. I did that one. This will be my fourth one. They won one. They lost in a shootout in one, I think. And then last year they didn't win a game. So that was a tough one. So a big bounce back there. But they've got Joe Thornton helping put together the team. And they got Bruce Boudreau calling the shots.
It's almost
on the bench.
He's taking it personally.
Yeah, I think
just
so,
getting his he's
all right. Let's get to your sound of the day. 12 days of Christmas, man. We gotta get back to it here. Let's go. 12 days of Christmas. I think my voice is a little bit better than earlier. I think. Is he? What do we say again?
Trev was great in your stead. I mean, he really
we do it
carried
together.
the. I know, but
from A&W. All right, you ready to roll here, buddy?
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. Lieutenant Eric's 12 days of Christmas. Your sound of the day.
On the first day of Christmas, EST gave to me a black sedan guy being creepy. On the second day of Christmas, EST gave to me 2 Tombstone Tuesdays and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the third day of Christmas, EST gave to me 3 spa dates, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the fourth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 4 tomato aspics, 3 spa dates, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the fifth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 5 cafe lattes
from A&W,
4 tomato aspics, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the sixth day of Christmas, EST gave to me 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes
from A&W,
4 tomato aspics, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the seventh day of Christmas, EST gave to me 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes
from A&W,
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the 8th day of Christmas, EST gave to me 8 hockey specials, 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes
from A&W,
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the 9th day of Christmas, EST gave to me 9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks, 8 hockey specials, 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes
from A&W,
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 Tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy. On the 10th day of Christmas, EST gave to me 10 filthy Bruces, 9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks, 8 hockey specials, 7 sirloin bites, 6 alley cats, 5 cafe lattes
From A&W.
4 tomato aspects, 3 spa days, 2 tombstone Tuesdays, and a black sedan guy being creepy.
Damn, son. That's great. That's excellent stuff. Brilliant. Love it. Well done, Lieutenant Eric.
Hey, welcome back to the song.
It feels good to be back.
It's
from
just
A&W.
A&W.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Absolutely nailed it once again. Days 11 and 12 tomorrow during the 6 o'clock Christmas party, which will be happening at When Else, 6 o'clock. Let's get into your text of the day for A&W. We were looking for the
for A&W.
nicknames for A&W. Mama Burgers, 2 for $9.99 in the month of December. $20 gift card to A&W on the line right now. McLeod, Yamark, and Fogel. The line can be called the "Where's Yamamoto when you need him" line. That comes from Kent in Red Deer.
Don't mind that.
That's good. That's good. How'd the "Where's Yamamoto when you need him" line play last night?
Kind of rolls
You
off
can almost
the,
make
yeah,
it work because there's 2 Y's in there. So, we win. I don't know if that works. But the "Where's Yamamoto when you need him" line, Kent in Red Deer. Got it?
Kent in Red Deer. Got
text
it.
of the day for
Kent.
A&W. What are you watching tonight, Rick?
Well, it is bowl season.
Oh, I'm sick and tired of these.
Did you see what happened yesterday?
I didn't see what
The
happened.
Western Kentucky Hilltoppers and Old Dominion. Old Dominion Monarchs were up 21-0 at the end of the first. Western Kentucky would score 21 in the fourth, winning it in overtime. What is this? 28-0.
28-0. Wow.
38-35 your final in overtime. Western Kentucky take it. 2 blocked field goals. Matty was all over.
Wow,
He had a lot riding.
Matty
in this
always
one.
has these Western Kentucky headlines.
It is, but it is UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio, and the Marshall Thundering Herd.
The Thundering Herd.
That should be his college. It's Marshall. Like, it's the Thundering Herd. He's,
He goes anywhere.
It's got a big M.
It would be there.
Yeah.
I will say, like, anybody gets a bowl game, right? Is that how it works?
Well, you got to be
like,
bowl.
aren't they 6-6?
You got to be bowl eligible.
Yeah,
The Thundering Herd are 6-6. The Roadrunners are 8-4.
I mean, 8-4 is not
It is the Miami Beach Bowl tonight at 7 o'clock. Of course, Oilers early puck drop tonight 5:30, which means 4 o'clock. Oil stream pre and post with YouTube Trev, Tom Gazzola, and the gang.
All right, excellent. We got the hangout coming up. Maddie and Tommy are here, and well, I mean, we might as well play a little Whale and the Wolf.
Hey, why not?
Yeah,
eh?
let's.
Seems like
I
a good
think it
idea.
Just makes sense. And let's let the boys out finally. That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unbelievable.
Oh, all right. Oh boy!
This
Rick.
All right, finally. Hey, good to see you. Sorry, guys.
Smells in there. Yeah.
Had you stuck in there for quite a while.
Okay.
There they are.
Hot in there.
Whale and Wolf in the house.
If I showed you around my heart, would you mind if
We've been planning that for a long time
Man,
now.
this bit.
We've been trying to set that up for a while.
Flawless.
But, pretty good. Rhyme my piss jug, eh? Like when you've been in there for 3 months essentially. Nice to finally make that work. So Whale and the Wolf, the boys are going to be in on the hangout. Should be a really good time.
That was great.
If you're only listening, I guess I should probably bring you up to speed. If you're watching on YouTube, you got what just happened. But we had the Whale and the Wolf boys in the closet that we always open when we play their music.
Well, that's where they are.
And
That's
we,
the green room.
We
right?
allowed them out finally. We allowed them out. And now they're going to join the boys on the hangout. And then at 11 o'clock when I'm doing lock shop, I guess we put them back in.
Back you go.
Back in the corner where you belong.
Maybe an old acoustic set in the hangout today. Hey,
Maybe
a
who
treat.
knows?
Maybe an
That's
acapella.
Hangout's coming up right away. 6 o'clock, a Christmas party tomorrow with us. Busy day here at Edmonton Sports Talk. We have the hangout coming up. Lock shop at 11. 2 Guys and Goalie at noon. And then the pregame show gets rolling at 4 o'clock, taking you up to puck drop at 5:30. And then postgame tonight here as well. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Always crystal clear on the TuneIn radio app and at edmontonsportstalk.com. Calvin C. says the payoff was worth the wait. It really was.
Yeah.
Trevor has to clip that and play that. I'll get that on Twitter today. People can. Bruce Boudreau and releasing Whale and the Wolf from the closet. What a day.
On the eve of the EST Christmas party.
And the draft and everything. It's going to be so good. For YouTube, Trev, And Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielson. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. Have a great day. I will be back at 11 o'clock at the Lock Shop Hangout coming up. Take it easy.